I have to click go live in 2 places. We are now live. Whoops.
Okay.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Cone Racing League. We're live for the second time. I'm pretty sure those of you who watched this back in the replay, you've heard this before. But, hello, joined today by Hedgehog.
It wouldn't be a Cone Racing League commentary without a couple of entries, would it? New season.
Can't go perfect.
It's good to be here for this season 6 opener in Australia. Wide open race, of course. Everyone's opportunity to put the foot down in the champion, put the marker down. Of course, all starting on 0 points. So it's a wide open race, and seems like he's going to be the first driver on a lap of Australia. He touches a curb on that deadly right-hander. I've seen so many cars use it in that spot in previous seasons. I mean, in plenty of races in the past, and no doubt a few unlucky drivers could get caught on that spot tonight, that sharp right-hander. I believe, what turn is that? Let me have a quick look. Let me get my track map up. I believe it's just after turn 12. But not the greatest lap from Sadistic.
Now, who do we have next? So 1:23.4 he's put down.
He has a Ferrari next, I believe. Oh no, Christian's not actually done a lap today, going on to a lap now. So is it the other McLaren? It is, no, he's on an out lap as well. So, let's have a look. There's an Alpha Tauri out, Cal Cohen is going to be next. So 1:23.4 to beat. He's going to beat that pretty comfortably for 1:21.9, the Alpha Tauri of Cal Cohen.
Yeah, I think the next man's going to be Nelly Safu. Yep, there we go.
He gets 22.7. So right. A lot of big gaps there between the three of them. But of course, it is only a warm-up lap. New season, of course. People are a little bit rusty, not wanting to lose the car, and understandably, there warm-up laps just to get into it, get a feel for the track. I think Carl in the beautiful Mercedes is next, and he goes second for 22.2. So the time started to drop already as qualifying progresses. There is a yellow flag.
Yeah, that's AlphaTauri.
Slowing down.
Yeah, I think it's just a slow driver. Or a driver going slow, not a slow driver. Not many of those in Tier 2. In fact, I don't think there's any of them in Tier 2.
not many. Not many.
Won't name any
names.
names.
Before, who is... very early prediction for tonight. Who do you fancy? Anyone caught your eyes very early on?
For winning?
Winning the race, yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, Christian, we saw at the end of last season, was in almighty form.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's had his fair share of time in Tier 1. He's certainly got the pace of, end of the field of Tier 1. It's just consistency. There we go, as I say, goes straight to the front.
Proof in the pudding.
So, he has the potential to win. Given his track record, it's likely there'll be a mistake somewhere, but you don't know until they cross the line.
Exactly.
As, the last 2 races, excluding the round 0 race, he was the driver who was fastest.
Cal Cohen putting his car into the pits after his first run, a 1:21.9, very close to Christian. They're both in the 1:21.9. So the times, as you say, starting to drop. We're about 7 minutes, I believe, into qualifying. My timer has just disappeared at the top of my screen, but I think it's about, there you go, 6-7 minutes into qualifying. And 8 of our drivers are currently putting a time. I'm sure they'll all want to improve on that as qualifying progresses. But it's good to be here for this first race in Australia, of course. A track that's had a lot of issues with COVID in real life, not been on the calendar for 2 years, has it, due to the pandemic? But good to be here tonight, and it is dry. If anyone's joining the stream a little bit late, we've been told by the drivers that are expecting no rain tonight, which is a shame for us as commentators, but I'm sure the drivers will be chuffed with that.
Yeah, currently on board with Alex, who is in the middle sector. Got a bit of traffic ahead of him, but Alpine just staying well out of the way. Cole Paradox there. Lars still on the mediums, not changed onto the softs yet. So we saw him on an outlap. I think he was on a lap that he invalidated, now coming back into the pits, I assume for a soft lap. Don't know if that was a last minute bit of wanting to practice on the mediums or what, but yeah.
I'm being told I need to have my mic volume up a bit. Oh.
Okay, I turned you up from my end a little bit, but there's only so much I could have done. Hopefully it's enough.
Okay. I don't know, I can't turn up any higher. I'll have to use some different earphones then, maybe. We'll have a look, see if I've got any more earphones. Let's have a look.
I may be able to turn... Yeah, I believe I've just turned you up even more. Speak again.
Okay, if someone can let us know in the... Oh, there we go. Are we okay? Are we good? Are we good? Oh, we're good, I'm fine now. I've been told we're fine. We're okay. Bit of drama to kick off commentary, you love it, don't you? New season. As Jay Wills just puts in a lap, and it's a pretty good lap, 1:22.4, that puts the Ferrari in 5th. Seems so strange seeing Jay Wills in a Ferrari. He's normally, I think he's been in a Mercedes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So he's gone to the dark side now in the Ferrari. And both Ferraris looking pretty quick here. We've got our first retirement. It is Christian, I believe. Is that in the pits? It is in the pits, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe it. Oh, yeah, it is in the pits. I think he's obviously confident with his time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he should be.
Yeah, he shouldn't have any issues there.
So that is, I think that's just a slow J Wills in the middle sector. Don't think that was a spin. But currently on board with Captain Nick.
Oh, Sadistic King. Is that on track? Is that in the pits?
I think it's in the.
It seems strange to retire in the pits when he's only 10th, though.
Especially with a time like that, he's a long way back off the pack.
But it looks like he is in the pits, which is very bizarre. He's only 11th, and that time's probably not going to get him through, so it's a strange one. But I had no indication as to whether that was on track. I think that was in the pits. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more as to why he did that.
Yeah, so Captain Nick had to go to lap, managed to revalidate. Going round again for another one. Lars still on the mediums.
Yeah, he is. He's still on the mediums. There's a lot of interesting things going on, but you wouldn't expect anything less when you're opening that this season. J Wills is going very slow around the track, but of course I'm guessing he's run out of fuel. He's going to try and make his way very slowly to the pits.
Captain Nick, purple first sector.
Oh, okay then. I'm on board currently with DC. He's round last corner. He's currently set a time of 1:22.3, looking to improve that here. The Red Bull driver is 7th in the standings. He's going to jump to 5th, from 7th to 5th with a 22. Dead. Look how close that top 5 is, by the way. 21.9 down to a 22 dead in the top 5.
Yeah, I'll chuck that
ridiculous.
On interval. Yeah, no, top 7 within 3/10.
That's what you want to see. That is what you want to see.
The magic of Tier 2 qualifying.
Love that. There's another yellow flag. I believe that's just a Haas driver letting the Mercedes go past. As you can see, the track is very, very busy now. Less than 8 minutes to go, and everyone's rallying around to make sure they're in that top 15. I'm not too sure as to why the McLaren of Sadistic King retired in the pits, but
he's chucked it. Nearly binned it twice in his lap, so he'll just save himself and just retire. His words, not mine. So.
Fair enough. They didn't even mention Hobbsy, by the way. Hobbsy in the Haas this year. I know he's got a lot of pace. He's also in the mix. That P1 spot another one in the 21.9s. 4 drivers in the 21.9s at the moment, which is ridiculous.
The interesting thing about Hobbsy is, last season he came 5th in the championship. His only podium was the last round at round 15.
Maybe he's a changed man.
So, if he's got the pace for podiums and he can keep the consistency he had last season, he's going to be a threat towards the championship.
100%. I think there's a lot. Obviously, you can't call it at this stage of the season on the first race, but I think there's going to be a lot of contenders. Of Strauss puts himself right at the top of 21.7.
2/10 doesn't seem like a lot, but
on track. That's a retirement on track. In sector 1, there's a Haas going near him. Is it Lars? It is Lars, and he's in the wall on the left-hand side. So, if you're an Alfa Romeo fan or an Alfa Romeo driver and you see your teammate go into a wall, not great, and he will not be in Q2. I don't know what happened to him, I missed it. But
yeah, I wasn't on board either.
Gone into a wall, and that's his qualifying over. So we know that Sadistic King is going to be out by the looks of it. Jay Hartnell is out. So, a couple of mistakes here. I'm on board with Lars, who's still on the mediums.
Yeah.
He's wanting to stick with the mediums, isn't he? Get through on the mediums and get your soft save for the next qualifying.
The thing is, with it being this close, there's no way mediums will get you through into Q3.
No chance. Well, his teammate Hobbsy's put himself in a good spot. Where will the other Haas driver put himself? He rounds the last corner.
Probably going to be about what?
To get into that low to mid
13th, 12th.
It's going to be a 22, I think.
Oh no, further down.
23.5. It's not going to be enough.
No, he's going to need to go straight into the pits, back onto some softs if he wants to go through.
I love the effort. It's an interesting one. I think it's Drapes that's next. He's yet to set a time. Going to set his first time now, and he's only going to go 15th fastest. So on the border at the moment for the Red Bull driver. a 123 dead. Needs to improve by about a second, really, if he wants to be in that mix for that top 5. 5 minutes to go in Q1, and still plenty of place up for grabs. Obviously retired in the pits, and rightly so. He's comfortably going to be in Q2. We know Sadistic's out, we know Jay Hartnell's out. Do you even mention Jack Bauer yet? Who come so close to winning the Tier 3 championship last season, came third in the end, but was brilliant all season. And he's had a real good rise. He was Tier 4 2 seasons ago, then into Tier 3, now into Tier 2. He'll be hoping to get into Tier 1 next season and make it 4 promotions in 4 seasons.
He's got a long way to go, but yeah.
He's on an outlap. He's left it very late here, which I noticed. I commentated Jack last season. I noticed that he tends to leave qualifying quite late. Not sure why. You know, everyone's got their own strategies and their own ideas, but he tends to leave it quite late. But that risk is that if you mess up,
yeah, you're done.
In trouble. So this is an outlap now. There's 4 minutes to go, so you can get a couple of runs in, maybe on that one set of softs. We'll see how it goes. It'll be open that you can get one run in and get through, but we'll keep an eye on Jack as he edges towards the start for his flyer.
Yeah, Lars in the pit, still not switched off the mediums.
He loves the mediums, doesn't he? He's stuck to his car. Bet me a challenge just to stay on the mediums. Stay on the mediums, see how far you can get. I'm going to stay on board with Jack, because there's quite a lot of cars in the pit. It's only 4 on track. There's another one coming out now onto the track.
Yeah,
I think that's a Williams.
I think Nelu Safu is currently on a lap, but I believe he's the only driver, so we'll keep an eye on his time when it comes in, but we'll follow Jack on his lap.
Let's do it. A 16-turn circuit, 2D protection zones, of course, in Australia. As I mentioned, wasn't on the calendar in the real life F1 for 2 seasons due to COVID, but we're here tonight.
Up to 7th for Nelu Safu, right at the back of that group. It's very close from 2nd down to 7th now. 10th and a half between 6 of them.
I think a 22 that'll be enough to get him through. I don't see he'll have any issues with that, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be about 22.5 as the cut-off, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Not quite sure if 4-star's safe, but I'm feeling Carl definitely is. Jay Wills, maybe.
There's a couple, isn't there?
Oh, Tobe's sideways. What's he doing?
DC's gone into a wall. Has he? Oh, was that? No,
that was just Tobe sideways.
Yeah, I thought it was DC because it said retired on track, and I was like, is it him? But no, it wasn't. That wasn't DC. Was it? DC retired in the pits. Still on board then with Jack, who's just about to go into that final sector now. A couple of corners to go. You want to nail this now and not have to leave himself with another lap. He hits into the bollards there. He's taking out the barriers. Is that a penalty? The steward's watching. That could be a penalty. Taking out the bollards as he goes around the track. But
well, they got a bit of grass for it.
And it's going to be a very important lap this for Jack. Has he done enough to go through? It's not going to be great. It's that 17th. It's not great. He's going to have to go again now because he's not going to have time to pit and come back out. So Jack Bauer has left it very late, and it may not have paid off.
Very important thing to mention. Lars is now on the soft tyres.
Yay! He's changed. Again, he left it late, wasn't he? Only one lap to get in. So it's a risk. Of course, we know that Jay Hartnell's out, we know Sadistic's out, but there's still 3 other drivers as it stands. Jack Bowie, Lars and Claire Pierre are going to be the ones that are going out, but they're all about to go on laps. Sorry, Jack and Claire Pierre are on laps, aren't they?
On board with Claire Pierre at the moment myself.
Yeah, he looks to be over it. He's improved only in the first sector, so keep an eye on him. But Jack Bowie not improved in that first sector, so as it stands, the Alpha Tauri driver back in the Alpha Tauri for this season is going to be in a bit of trouble here, and it's not the easiest track to overtake in Australia either. So starting down at the back isn't ideal. I do believe it is a soft medium or medium soft on a dry day. Hards can go practically all the way if you need them to, but you don't really want to touch the hards on a track like this if you can avoid them. So maybe a medium start for Jack if he doesn't get into the top 15. We'll see as he rounds the last couple of corners, but needs to be getting into that 22s. He's currently got a 123.5, which isn't going to be enough, so let's find out. Is he going to improve? Let's have a look. I don't think he is. He's not going to improve. So Jack Bowett is going to be out unless he does again.
No, I think he did improve. No, he didn't. Why did his tyre update?
No, still with a 23.5. Clerk has improved, but not going to be enough.
No, still needs to find more time.
There is still a minute left, so he could do a third run, but then softs are going to start to die.
Lars, however, is 8 tenths up after 2 sectors, and 8 tenths looks at putting him into 14th position. Plus, he's going to find more time in the last sector with the better tyres. So, yeah, I suspect.
I could see it as the softs are now, not the mediums.
Yeah, I think we'll see him mid to low 22s.
Let's Let's have a look. Yeah, 23.5 was his first time.
Yeah, there we go.
Up to 8.
Happy with that one.
That pushes Drapes down, doesn't it? Drapes on a lap himself now.
Yeah.
That's going to push him down.
JB Bowie, 2.5 tenths in his first sector. Claire PR also needs to make this one good.
Yeah, Jack Bowie, third time lucky, he's currently 4 tenths up, so looking a lot quicker on this lap. He's absolutely hammered them softs, but he won't care if he gets through. Of course, he'll have his softs in the next qualifying session, but he needs to improve here. And it's a tough last sector, this as well. A lot of tricky corners.
Lars going? Oh no, it's just Lars going slow.
Let's stay on board with Jack then. He's got one corner to go. His fast time was 23.5, currently 19th. Needs to improve here. Will Jack Bowie put the Alpha Tauri into Q2? It's looking a lot more promising. Is it going to be enough? It's 15th. It's on the board.
Going to be tight. Captain Nick improves.
Yeah, Drapes is in a wall, so the Red Bull of Drapes is going to be out.
I think I jumped onto him and didn't notice.
Yeah, he's no damage, but he on my screen he went into the wall, so clearly had a bit of a slip up on that shot right hander. So Deluxe is the man that could potentially knock Jack Bowie out. Let's see.
Only needs to find, what's that, 15 thousandths? 15?
Not a lot. It's not a lot.
I can't count.
I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, there we go.
Jack
To 14th for him.
Captain Nick's wormed it. He's wormed a place in Q2. Love it.
Hopefully he doesn't do a repeat of China. I assume you saw the clip of what he managed to do.
No.
So during the race, he made a mistake in the rain. I think it was in the race.
Yeah.
And he spun, and because there was a huge train of cars coming behind him, he couldn't pull out, and it got to the point where he started getting warnings. I don't know if you've ever come across this, warnings for not moving on track.
Not moving, yeah.
Yeah, so he starts reversing, sees more cars coming, goes forward, the timer continues counting from where it got to, and in the end he ends up having to reverse to not get disqualified, reverses into the track, hits Tobes, who he was in a party with at the time, so he got his wonderful reaction to it, and then doesn't move after the contact and gets disqualified anyway.
That's Captain Nick all over.
That is, absolutely.
But he has done it, he's into Q2. Well done to Captain Nick. A very interesting Q1 there, a little bit of drama, some strange strategies, but we don't expect anything less on the opening night at Tier 2 here in Albert Park, Melbourne, and that is Q1 done.
Right, so here we go, Strauss up front, bit of a gap to the rest of the field, especially given how close they are. Krishna, who was Aston Martin last season, so really going to confuse me there with those two being next to each other. But yeah, I mean, look at the gaps. It says all about how close the next session is going to be.
Very close. And
top 11 in half a second.
Some big names not going through into Q2 as well. JB Bowie, third place in Tier 3 last season. Drapes, Claire PR, Sadistic King, and Jay Arnold. Of course, Jay Arnold did have a bit of a crash on track, didn't actually get to set. I think he may have set one time, but he didn't get to do another time. He retired pretty early in the session. And Jack Bowie just misses out on Q2, so potentially a medium start for them boys, but of course they'll make a decision as they go along.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. This is the big one. This is the big one now.
I'll quickly chuck up the track preview on the stream. I don't know if you've actually seen this, Hedge, but
what's that, mate?
It's basically got all the stats for Australia within CRL. So fastest ever pole time was set by DeWill in Season 2. Actually, I'm not sure if you've seen this. I'll see if
I probably have done. I don't think I have actually. I don't think I've seen this one. I'll get it up.
But yeah, I'll put the thing back to stream. You can have a look. Few drivers opting for the mediums.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not seen this. This is handy.
Hey, the advantage of streaming through PC, you can just stick lots of handy graphics up. Or if I decide to Strauss first mount on track, if I decide to miss looking at some screen or other, then I can, or don't look at it for long enough, I can go back, grab a screenshot from the stream.
Well, looking at the preview looks like DeWill likes Australia.
Yeah.
He's got the fastest pole time, joint most pole positions, and the most podiums, and he was the winner last time in Australia. So I think DeWill's a big fan of Melbourne. I'm just getting that gist by looking at the preview. But you mentioned the preview. It's quite a handy preview actually. I'm not seeing this, but there's a lot of information here about Australia. Obviously, we know that it's in Melbourne, Albert Park, which actually is. I didn't know this. I'll be honest. I didn't know that it's a normal road and there's not an F1 race on it. It's a normal road, so people can drive on this, which is pretty crazy. I know there's a few tracks that are like that, but when F1's not in Australia, this track here is a normal road, which is I believe there's a maximum speed limit of 30 mile an hour. So I don't think these boys will move 30 mile an hour tonight. I'll be at max speed. But...
No, hopefully not. Anyway.
Yeah, it'd be a very long night if they were. We know it's 16 corners, of course. It has been tweaked in real life, but of course not on the game. And of course, 4.3 kilometre distance with 27 laps. Made its co-racing debut in season 1. Wasn't on the calendar last season, so making its return. And I'm quite happy it's making its return. I'm not great on it in terms of driving. It's not one of my favourite tracks, but it's always an entertaining circuit. Not easy to overtake on, but it can certainly throw up a good race.
Yeah, well, it's one of my two favourites. I actually used to play a lot of F1 2009, so way back when. And my two favourites there
a long time ago.
were Nürburgring and this Albert Park. They were the two ones I played the most. Can't say it's particularly good then, because, I mean, 6-year-old, you're not going to do that good at driving, but had a blast.
Joining F1 leagues at 6-year-old.
Yeah, not sure how many there were kicking around back in 2009, but
Nürburgring
on the
that'd be alright, wouldn't it?
yeah, on the Wii with my special Lightning McQueen wheel to hold my controller. Yeah.
That was class. F1 on the Wii, I love that. Brilliant. I bet the graphics were awful as well, weren't they?
Yeah, looking back, they were. Well, they seemed good at the time.
Yeah, they always do, don't they? They always do seem good at the time, and you look back and you're like, wow, how did I play with that? That's horrific. F1 on the Wii. How can we bring it back? How can we do an F1 Wii League?
Yeah, we'll get CRL to do, through the years.
CRL Wii League.
Do a special season where it's one round per game. There we go. Strauss 22-1.
22-1, sorry, not a 21-1, a 22-1. Oh, 21-6 though from Cal Cohen.
That's the quickest we've seen so far today.
It is, I believe, the Mercedes. Oh, Deluxe on an outlap actually. So there's Ferrari next.
J Wills on the medium.
On the medium. So yeah, so possibly. I believe a soft medium and or vice versa, medium soft is doable. So maybe Josh is going to do a lap on the medium, see where he's up to on the medium, see if he can have enough pace to get through, and then maybe go on to the soft if he needs to. It's not a bad lap on the medium. He's a bit off the pace, but that's to be expected on the slower tyre. 23.7. He'll probably go again on them.
Yeah, Lars next man. This time, yeah, he's gone straight to the soft tyres this time.
Interestingly, no, I was going to say Hobbs went into the pits, but he just come out of the pits.
22.2. Nelu Safu into the pits. Not happy with his lap. As we get some.
Did he have damage?
I didn't see it. AlphaTauri support in the chat from our wonderful head admin, Jacob.
Where's the Mercedes support? Come on. Where's the Merc fans? Where are they at?
You still got both cars in.
And they still both. Oh, Strauss is cutting the lawn there. Aston Martin lawnmower. He's cutting the lawn for him. He's blending in though. You can't even see him. He's on the grass. He's in that Aston Martin. He just blends in.
Is he not on an in-lap?
Yeah, I think he was, but he was cutting the lawn. He got a lawnmower attached to the back of Aston Martin, and he's doing him a favour, doing the stewards a favour and cutting the lawn. He has set a lap though, as I mentioned. The 22-1 is the second fastest at the minute. We know that Strauss has got a lot of pace in qualifying. He's shown that in Tier 3 last season. Tier 3 runner-up last season, of course, behind Cole Paradox. The times are starting to come in. A couple on the medium. DC's also gone to the mediums. He's 6 tenths quicker than J Wills. On the medium tyre at the moment, Alex, I believe, is going to be next to cross the line in that beautifully looking Williams. He's going to run the last corner. And where will he put himself on his first lap? He'll put himself second with a 22.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Decent. Not bad at all.
The same flipping bot as last time. Right, can I ban this bot?
4-star coming out of the pits. Captain Nick. That wasn't Captain Nick actually. That was a weird glitch on my screen. Showed Captain Nick coming out of the pits when he was in the pits. So a little bit of a bug there, but it looks like 4-star in the Alpine going to come out of the pits. There was a car behind him. I believe that's an Aston Martin. Is it an Aston Martin? No, it's not an Aston Martin. Who's behind him?
I'll ban this.
But it is an Aston Martin. It is an Aston Martin. My game was bugging. It is an Aston Martin. It's Nelly on the mediums. So a couple on the mediums, a couple on the softs. As Cole Paradox, the Tier 3 champion, puts his Alpine into third with a 22-1. Still 5 tenths slower than Cal Cohen though, with around about 8 to 9 minutes to go in Q2.
Right, there we go. Made the bot shut up. Same one as last week.
Shut up, bot.
You just try and find a way to do it permanently, because I've only able to do it for 5 minutes. I don't know if there's a way you can just entirely block us user from commenting on the channel, but
It'd help.
don't know what we're doing to get balls.
And someone else just set a time they have. It was a Mercedes Deluxe here, 22.7, so a little bit off the pace there. The Mercedes Deluxe, but he's got plenty of time to go into the pits and go again, no panic.
Yeah, I think Tobes will be our next man, the sole Ferrari remaining, and then not long after Hobbsy, who I'm currently on board with.
Yeah, Tobes is already down on his time though, so he's not going to go anywhere near the top. He's currently on a 1:32 at the minute, so.
Oh right, yeah.
he's not going to go anywhere with that. He's going to stay. He's going to go ninth. Oh,
Hobbsy.
There's in the wall there. Was there in the wall? Is my game bugging? Yeah, there was. I was going to say I thought I saw someone. It's Tobes.
Oh right.
To one. He's just done a lap which was nowhere near good enough, and he's now in a wall. He's also reversed his car into a wall, which is not going to do it any favours either, mate. So that poor McLaren's getting absolutely battered there by that wall. But not the Q2 that Tobes would have hoped for so far. He's the only McLaren left, of course, in Q2, and he'll need to get into the pits and put a new wing on by the looks of it before he does again.
4-star, really using the track.
Cutting a lot. A few lawnmowers tonight, haven't they? A couple of lawnmowers.
Yeah, not quite Bottas Austria level, but certainly using what's available to them.
Yeah, as long as you don't invalidate. Yeah, Hobbsy as well. Oh, he was letting 4-star pass actually. Carl Cohen's retired. That is in the
yeah, I mean, with a time like that.
Yeah, I think he's safe. Just about safe there. Looks like everyone going to be going through on the soft. So a couple did try the mediums. J Wills and I was one of them. DC also the mediums, but I think they're going to have to go into the softs there. I don't think we'll see a medium running in the top 10. I may be wrong, of course, but I think it has to be a soft run. I think for the top 10.
Yeah, that's generally the tier 2 way. If you're not on softs, you'll get caught out.
Yeah. 4-star is next. He's yet to set a time. He's going to cross the line in the Alpine, and his first time's going to be a 1:23 dead, which is only good enough for P8.
Yeah, going on to improve that. Nelu Safu coming shortly. Oh no, Carl into pit lane. On the 23 flat on the mediums. That's not too bad.
It's impressive. That's very good. That's not a bad lap time at all. Again, probably not going to be enough to get him through. But you can put them soft, so you can be very quick with them soft. So 23 dead's quite a good time on mediums, to be fair to him. Beating a couple of the soft runners there. The other after Martin next?
They're both on outlaps.
Okay.
So,
perfect.
Man on a lap, 4-star, but judging by how he was driving, I don't think he's going for another one. Lando is really fighting his car.
I'm not sure if Nelu's on another lap. I don't think he is. I think he's going to be done with that 23.
No, I think Hoppenborg with Strauss, see if he can improve. But he's already up in amongst those times.
Yeah, he always impresses in qualifying, Strauss. He's always someone that tends to be up there for pole. And once again tonight, even with in a higher tier, he's showing that he can compete. Cole Paradox, a tier 3 champion, come up to tier 2 and he's currently 4th. So clearly not phasing him at the moment, going up a tier. It's good to see that. A couple of the boys from tier 3 shooting up a tier.
Oh, Strauss I forgot he was tier 3 last season. Really doing a good job then up here.
Yeah, it was a great battle between Strauss and Cole Paradox last season for that championship. Once again, they're together in qualifying. They can't leave each other alone. So maybe we'll see another battle between Cole Paradox and Strauss tonight. That'd be nice. But Hobbsy retired in the pits. Hobbsy again putting a really good time in there. Starting the season as he needs to go on, and in both sessions so far, been up there at the top. So you know you've done well when you can retire in the pits with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah. I mean, mighty good times. They are the 2 best times we've seen of the day so far.
There was a few Haas fans in the chat as well. So could it be Haas's year? Well, you never know. You never know. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Here comes Strauss and currently got a 1:22.1. He's currently 5th. Fastest. Touched the curve a little bit on the exit there, the last corner, but he's going to improve.
There we go.
He's going to do a session. There you go.
4,000ths off the leader.
And a purple sector 3 to go with it. Lovely.
Yeah, who we got? I think our next man then will be Krishna, who's just started his lap. Hop on board with him.
He's just starting a lap now. Not done a lap yet. The Aston Martin of Strauss letting him go past. Just less than 4 minutes to go in quali now, so and there's still 3 cars yet to set a lap. Captain Nick's still in the pits. Captain Nick loves leaving it late, doesn't he? He loves leaving it late. He's signing autographs in the pits. That's what he's doing. He's going to come out with a minute to go and risk it again. It's a purple sector. Krishna in the Ferrari, so he's looking very quick on this fast lap. Maybe 1 lap's enough for Krishna. Chills in the pits 15 minutes and then comes out. Maybe that's probably the way to go if he can nail sectors like that.
Yeah, well,
start for the Ferrari.
We've seen with Krishna, if he can get a good lapping, get his best, it's usually better than most other people tier 2. So there we go, another purple sector. Obviously got to watch out for his teammate ahead in his outlap. I assume most drivers now will have moved on to the soft. Yeah, just 4-star still showing on the medium, which is interesting because his fastest lap is on the soft. But we'll keep it showing the fastest laps.
It's very interesting. Both Ferraris at the moment in that drop zone, so both Jables and Christian need to improve. Christian, they're looking very, very sharp here throughout the lap. As long as he can nail the last couple of corners. It looked pretty smooth that last corner, to be fair. Touches the curb on the exit, but it's looking like a pretty good lap this for Christian. I think he'll have no problem with that at all.
Yeah, there we go.
Woo! That is quick. And that Ferrari is well and truly into Q3. Willie's teammate getting into Q3. Tobes and Captain Nick both on outlaps as well.
But in some traffic. I know.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because obviously if you get into the top 10, you start the race on this tyre. So will Captain Nick, he might have to go twice here. It depends if he can nail this first lap, he'll be okay. But Strauss, there's been a movement there at the front. Someone else has jumped up. Was it a Mercedes?
J Will 7.5 tenths green in the first sector, and purple sector as well. So
what a Ferrari on tonight!
Clearly they know what they're doing.
There's a little bit of a dodgy exit there though in the second sector from Josh. Whether that will cost him a little bit of time remains to be seen, but it looked like he's still a purple sector too, in fair.
Yeah, no, 1.3 green now. What's that? About 22.4 at the moment. So just want to try and find more time. That's only 9th position, but if he keeps gaining pace at this rate, then he's perfectly safe.
Wide open this for the battle for the pole position, 100%. We've seen Christian smash a lap. Willie's teammate go for his ride a little bit cautious out of that corner, but I think he'll be okay here, Josh, as long as he gets his foot down. I think he'll have enough to get through.
Yeah, you can see.
Close though. Let's have a look.
Not quite as smooth as his teammate, but yeah, there we go, up to 6th position, and another one of the drivers in the 21s. 7 drivers now in the 21s.
Nelly on an out lap. That's going to be his lap now. Toby has just done a lap, but I don't think he's improved. He's only gone 10th, so he's not improved, so he's going to have to do another lap.
Deluxe about to improve. But all he did was close the gap down.
Captain Nick only goes 12th, so he's going to have to go again. Not going to be enough for the Alfa Romeo as it stands. Come on, Mercedes. I'm not biased, I promise. I'm not biased.
I think Lars will be our next man, won't he? No, he's into the pit lane. 4-star then. But this time on the mediums, trying to improve his lap, and yeah, no, doesn't improve. Previous lap on the soft. Don't know if he wants to be starting on the.
Oh, James is letting people pass. Ignore that. It's not. I thought he may have gone, but he's letting people pass.
Yeah. Krishna into the pit lane. DC about to start a quick one. On the slower one this lap. Carl, only man still to not set a lap, about to set his first one. And see what he does. Just misses out on the 21s, but a very strong 22.0. I would possibly in the drop zone.
Alex TG has just set a purple sector 1 and the purple sector 2. The William is absolutely flying here, Alex. He's already 8th, so at the moment already in that top 10, but looking to solidify that place in Q3, and he'll have no problems at all if he can nail the last sector, because according to my gate, just set a purple sector 1 and the purple sector 2. He's currently got a time of 122 dead, but I think he'll be improving that by some.
Ooh. What did you press?
Have I gone?
You're back. For a split second you disconnected from the call as Alex comes across the line in second with a 1:21.5 qualifying now over. I actually think 4-star's the only one who can still do anything, but he's on the mediums. So I think all of a sudden you vanished and qualifying came to an end.
I was just talking and I heard the Discord noise. I was like, what's happened there then?
I don't know if it was you or me, but either way, it meant that you got cut off in your wonderful speech.
I was saying Alex he had a purple sector 1 and a purple sector 2, and he proved that because he's gone second with a 1:21.5. So
these times are mad.
And there's not much in it at all, is there?
Stick it on interval. The top 14 drivers on 8.5 tenths between them. It's just ridiculous.
It's what you want to see. It's what you want to see as a commentator, as someone watching the stream. You want to see a close battle in qualifying. It's the first night of the season, and these boys are giving it their all. Of course, if you win that first race of the season, you're putting a marker down as well. You're putting a big marker down, and all these boys will want to win this tonight. Like the Austria's not the easiest. Australia is not the easiest track to overtake on. So you want to get there. You want to get into that pole position if you can.
Actually,
you don't want to be starting in that midfield.
Interesting thing to point out. Now I'm looking closer at the that track thing. Nelu Safu was the driver who won last time it happened in both Tier 4 and Tier 2.
Ooh.
And apparently Tier 3 have never raced here. So
Handy starting 11th. That could be one to keep an eye on that. Maybe on the mediums, possibly the highest medium runner, who knows? He could be one to keep an eye on tonight. I'm always one to keep an eye on that feline spot, because obviously there's a good chance he'll start on a different strategy. There'll be potentially the highest medium runner tonight, if Nelu Safu does start on the medium. He'll be one to keep an eye out on there, but he's going to be out. Cole Paradox, Tier 3 champion, he only got 12th. Captain Nick Deluxe and 4-star out. If you're a Haas fan, and both your cars into Q3, that's not bad. Ferrari also both cars into Q3 as well. So
gotta say, I'm a Ferrari fan.
Ferrari. Are you a Ferrari? Oh,
yeah.
It's not bad, is it? Not bad lucky at the minute for you.
Any other teams we got both of?
Looking very quick. Just Haas and Ferrari, I believe.
I think you might be right. We've lost both McLarens. I don't know if there's any other teams that have lost both.
I know Mercedes there's one Mercedes gone through, the other one out of the Q2. I think it's only Haas and Ferrari that have both cars through. I think, I may be wrong, we'll double check in a moment, but I think that is the case.
Yeah. Got a nice mix.
A lovely mix, that's what you want to see. Who's taking pole? Let's have a prediction, go on. Who do you reckon?
So, probably Krishna if he doesn't bin it.
I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna say Hobbsick.
All right, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. The thing is,
Haas on pole. I know it doesn't seem real, does it? Haas on pole doesn't seem right.
Previous seasons, I've looked at the order and kind of thought, within Q3, 5 of them stand a chance. Now I look at these. There's not one driver I could pick out from there who I would discount from getting pole.
100%. So very close.
Any of them could get it.
Look at the driver that didn't make it through. A very good driver didn't make it through into Q3. We've got a great grid this year. It's wide open, and of course, that's what I was saying before. To win that first race is huge. Because you're putting a marker down. A big night, the opening night. I know that people could argue that you've got 14 other races to go, and there's a long way. And of course, every race matters. But I always feel that if you can get a win or get a really good result on that first night, you get a lot of confidence from that. And even pole, to get the first pole of the season is massive. Especially in Australia, because that turn 1's chaos. That turn 1 and 2 in Australia is chaos. And you want to get away, really. You don't want to be in the mix. You don't want to risk being in the mix, really, for that turn 1 and 2. Strauss is out first again. How quick does Strauss get out of the pits?
I just get it out the way and done with. I mean, may as well.
Flies out there, doesn't it? Just flies out. 6 of the 10, sorry, 7 of the 10 are out. Carl, Hobbsy, and Chris are still in the pits. They'll come out pretty soon, I'd imagine. 10 minutes to go, so not as long in Q3, but still plenty of time to get a couple of runs in for every driver.
Yeah, but Strauss,
first pole position of the season.
Actually, he's almost immediately going to have to contend with Carl being on track. I'm sure he'll move well out the way. These drivers are very, very good at doing so. Extremely rare to see them blocking each other. Unless you're Captain Nick reversing into Tobes, but if it was a practice race, it doesn't actually matter.
Iron out the creases before the season. I can't remember who it was last year. I did a complimentary in Tier 3. Someone reversed down the pit lane in Singapore to get into the pits. I don't think you can do that. I don't think it let you just driving the wrong way down the track to go to the pits.
No, that was Baku, wasn't it?
Happened in Baku as well. It happened in Baku as well. Yeah, it did.
Because I remember watching that stewards meeting. We went back out of work and just no.
I don't quite think it's allowed. I mean, fair play, go for it, but rightly so, the game just de-SQ'd him, I should expect. And no surprise that Strauss is setting a purple 1 and purple sector 1 and purple sector 2, because of course he is the first car out on track. What will the marker be? And let's keep an eye on Strauss as he enters the final sector.
Well, what do we think the pole time will be? Obviously it's going to be in the 21s, unless someone pulls an absolutely magic 20, but I think we might be looking at 21-2.
I was going to say 21-3.
Well, we've already seen one of them, which is why I think it might be quicker.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, true. I don't know. Let's
Here we
find
go.
out.
Strauss first, man.
It's going to be 21-8. Who's behind him? Is it
Cal Cohen? No, he's invalidated, so it'll be Tobes who's next man.
It'll be Tobes. 21-8 to beat in the first lap on the board, the McLaren are up in a set of 21.9, so not much in it between the two of them. There's a Ferrari next of Jay Wills, 22.9. Jay Wills a little bit off the pace there on his first run.
I guess track's still warming up. 22 flat for him.
Dead for Lars.
Next man will be Real DC.
Oh, and Carl's facing the wrong way. The Mercedes of Carl in a wall.
Oh, hang
on. One again. I don't know if he's got damage. I don't think he has. I can't see any damage visibly on his car.
It's the awkward thing. You've got to kind of look at it from the action camera to try and even see if they got wing damage.
Yeah, no visible wing damage. We've seen a couple of cars lose it there tonight. Was it an Alfa Romeo in Q1 as well? So a couple of cars. There's a couple of places on this track that are a little bit slimy. There's there, and of course, there's the sharp right hander after turn 12 as well. Luckily for Carl, as a Mercedes fan, he's not out, which is good. He can pit and put some new tyres on, but goes to show that even in the drives, you can lose a car here, and if you get unlucky, you can be out of the session. He's going to be next across the line for a lap. Carl
Jay Wills. No, hang on, they've already validated. Tobes. Assuming he's on a lap. If not, then it'll be straight back to Carl again.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's on a lap. He's already just done one, and he's down on his time. I think he'll pit.
Yeah, he's into the pit lane. So, who is it?
Carl's not on a lap either.
About to start one though.
But it's not going to be a very good one. It's just so Carl didn't get damage then. Clearly, he just spanked. He didn't get any damage. He's going to go again after having a bit of a spinning set. So we'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't spin again.
Yeah, the Haas of Hobbs is invalidated, as is the other Haas actually.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure's on here, isn't it? Pressure's on in Q3. Everyone's invalidating. There's a Red Bull on a lap, there's a Haas on a lap as well.
No, both invalidated.
Yeah. Oh, DC's next then.
No, I think I just checked DC. For whatever reason, he wasn't. I seem to remember thinking he wasn't on a lap.
Has he just done a lap?
Oh no, he's on an in lap.
Yeah.
Nice and slow. Krishna, currently the man setting the time, and I think Carl is as well further back down.
Krishna. It is, yeah. Krishna and Carl, only two cars setting times. Krishna has just set a purple sector 2, 121.8, sorry, is the time to beat. I'm sure that will be beaten tonight. We mentioned, I think low 121s here, 121, probably 121.2, 121.3s. Probably the times to get here for a pole position. So it's 6 minutes to go. A couple of nervy lap times, a couple of cars uncomfortable there. 4 cars yet to set a time. One of them is Krishna, but he looked very quick in Q2, didn't he? And I think he'll be up there for pole again. He was your prediction for pole. So let's see where he puts himself. 21-1.
I think we underestimated them a bit.
That's going to take some beating. I think your prediction might be right at the moment. That's going to take some beating, isn't it? That's 21-1.
Well, my 22 wasn't correct, but always good to see drivers beating your expectations. That is.
And other than that, there's not no drive on a lap at the moment. It's going to be a very late rally here for the rest of the drivers. Only 5 minutes to go. You got Alex on an out lap. Got Cal Cohen also on an out lap. So at the moment, nobody on a lap here in Australia. No Australians ever got a podium in the Australian Grand Prix, which I think is pretty crazy.
No, right, because
Kind of on a P4. Weber also had a P4. So
yeah, because they both had pretty good stints in Red Bull, but didn't realise neither of them managed anything.
Yeah, I read that Daniel Ricciardo got a P2 in Australia, but he got taken off him cruelly, and he only got a P4. So no Australian driver ever got a podium in Australia, but I'm sure Daniel Ricciardo will want to make that change.
To be fair, not as bad as Charles Leclerc in Monaco, his home Grand Prix. I think he's yet to finish, and that's not just Formula 1, that's Formula 2 as well.
Must be a jinx, but I don't know what it is. He's only young though, and he's got a long time to go. Is Carl Cohen the only driver on a lap at the moment? I believe he is.
Currently, yeah, we're going to. Alex shortly be joining.
Only one driver on a lap. Carl Cohen yet to set a lap time, of course, but I'm sure that we've got a lot of clear track here. It is a purple sector 1 for the AlphaTauri. He's driver number 61 on the halo of that AlphaTauri, and well, we've seen one AlphaTauri go out in Q1. Can the other AlphaTauri get pole? We will see less than 4 minutes to go now, so not long at all.
Thing to remind people,
final qualifying session.
If it says purple sector, that means they're at least near enough, but it's not always actually a purple sector. As he gets another purple sector, does seem to be one of the strongest drivers. Yeah. It means it's at least a half decent lap, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's actually the purple. I'm not sure how it's done, other than incorrectly.
It's just Cole Masters shafted, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is. 3 minutes to go in the final qualifying session, and like the first qualifying here, season 6, day 2 in Australia. Who's going to get pole? Let's find out. Where will Cal Cohen put himself?
I think
He's going to be there or thereabouts.
the moment it's a duel between him and Krishna. Oh, 10th and a half back. Alex next, man.
Next up's Alex, and I believe he's looked very quick tonight, Alex, in both sessions. Definitely underdog, I'd say, in that Williams. He's the only Williams left in Q3, so he's doing it for the Williams boys. And can he put himself in the mix of pole? Only 2 minutes, well, just over 2 minutes to go now, so the last couple of laps coming in, and it looks like everyone is going to be scrambling round to get a lap in that fight for pole. Alex is going to be next as he rounds the last corner. Is he next up to Alex? Because he's not.
Oh, he's actually really slow.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened there.
Off board with Strauss and further back, he's just got purple middle sector. Oh, having said that, he's just invalidated the chicane.
Yeah, a lot of nerves kicking in here, isn't there? A lot of nerves. Q1 and Q2 was so smooth, and we've seen a couple of mistakes here in Q3 in the fight for pole.
Actually, I think Cal Cohen's going around again for another one. He was slightly up in the first sector, slightly down in the second one, so as long as he has a good last sector. He needs to be very good to get Krishna, but he can buy himself more time to the rest of the field.
Definitely, it's worth a go. 100% worth a go. Only 2 minutes to go now, so everyone's leaving it late. Looks like only Carl's in the pit. So he's coming out, not actually Carl, they're all coming out, I believe.
Is that Strauss in the pits?
Strauss, yeah, Strauss, isn't it?
Oh,
isn't it?
He's got him!
Oh, Cohen does do it! Wow!
2/10 found in the last sector, and that's him up front. Provisional pole.
Game on. Game on. Who's next? The pass, that's an outlap. The Ferrari of J. Wills is invalidated.
Alex.
He's not going to get a lap time in.
Who
it is Alex, yeah.
He's 8/10 green, but of course previous one of 33.2. So
all to play for, but the 121s are to beat. Tobes are retired. That's on track as well in sector 3.
Ooh.
Nobody near him.
Hobbsy, no, sorry. Yeah.
To do him. I don't think we're going to be able to see it though. But that's Tobes at a P4 at best. So McLaren's chances of pole are over. As Krishna, is it Krishna who's just jumped? Oh, Alex has just jumped, sorry, isn't it? And so's DC. DC's gone further with a 1:21.4. Still a little bit off that top two. But
Strauss retired in the pit lane as well. Lars outlap, Carl outlap. Jay Wills has invalidated his current one. I don't think he can improve. He doesn't have time to get to the line, does he? How long's left? It just says yellow flag sector 1. It's not actually telling me how long's left of the session. Oh, hang on a minute. I think Jay Wills just cut the track to try and make sure he has time to get to the line.
Whoa, not having any of that behaviour, Josh. Not having any of that behaviour. That cheating from the Ferrari.
He's doing it again at the chicane.
Stewards, have a word. On stream, not having this behaviour. Penalty point.
Freefall did the same thing last season. I sent him a message.
Let's see if he does it again. Let's watch him. Let's get him caught here.
Get the evidence.
Let's get him caught.
Nice and proper.
What a joke. Boo. Penalty points. I'm submitting that.
Yeah, it was Freefall got caught last season doing that on stream. Only slightly though, not that extreme. But he didn't even make it anyway. He still didn't have time. Wait, no. Wait, he should have though. Maybe it's because he invalidated right at the end.
I think the game knew he was cheating and thought, no, I'm not having that.
Right, who have we got then? DC might be about to improve. He has not getting any positions, but he's found a 10th. Alex into the pit lane.
Lars is 4 tenths up. Lars is 4 tenths up, so possibly
4 tenths, a lot of time.
He's going to need a lot more though. Just to try and get pole, but can he push himself? He's currently out from 122 dead.
I think he's on the second row.
By quite a bit.
Yeah, second row for him.
Ooh.
I think Cal Cohen's fairly secure though in that pole.
I think the only driver left is Hobbsy.
Carl is improving. Carl and Hobbsy both.
Oh, here comes Krishna. Can Krishna get pole? He's so close to pole. He's touched the curb on the last corner. Could that cost him? Oh! It's not enough.
It's the same time!
Oh my god!
Carl into the pit lane, not even going to bother setting a lap. Holy...
Hobbs is the last one back and Hobbs put himself.
This was your pole prediction.
It was, and it's 8, but look at that, the top 2! They've drawn!
Oh my goodness.
I've never seen anything like that. That is incredible.
Yeah, you put it on interval, it just says plus minus. They actually have the same time.
Work out who gets pole. Is it because Carl Collins set that time?
Yeah, he did it first. Sometimes you'll see that because it measures it slightly more accurately into the thousandth.
That is absolutely insane. What a start to season 6 in Tier 2.
I think that's the first for me once.
A joint pole, sorry, not a joint podium, a joint pole. The Alpha Tauri gets it, he set the time first, but it's not often you'll see something like that. That is incredible. Look at that. Both drivers drawing with a 121.149. That is incredible. Of course, Carl Cohen, as mentioned, will get the position due to him doing the lap first, but
so I was
joint pole position. Wow.
I was right when I said Krishna would get the fastest time. I was wrong when I said he'd get pole.
Imagine that, you get the fastest time.
And still, yeah. Cool.
Carl only 25 seconds behind, bless him.
Yeah, he said he spun 3 times in that session, so yeah, not his.
Wow. The start of Tier 2 Season 6 never.
What a wait. Really doing it for the fans.
That's how this season's going to be. You're in for a treat, aren't we?
Yeah.
Wow. That's ridiculous. I reckon they'll start next to each other now. Put them both on the front row together. Just put them there together next to each other. Don't have a P2. Wow.
Right, while we've got the drivers, have I got any other fun things I can stick up? Actually, I can stick up this. I don't know how much of this stuff you've seen. We've got some stats for CRL in general. 66 drivers in total on the wheel, 45 on pad. Only, of course, 80 main drivers, but plenty of reserves. And this season we have got the sprint race. So, happening 3 events. Can't remember which ones it is. I think it's something like... It's the fun races. It's one of them Silverstone.
Look for you.
Actually, I can have a look as well. Now I think about it.
So
I've got
the sprint races are in Monza on round 3, in Silverstone at round 6.
Yeah, and then
in
Baku.
Baku at round 13. That'll be fun. Baku sprint race. That'll be very fun.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. I'm sure Lewis Hamilton's a big fan of sprint races in Baku. Just don't pull any magic. Yeah.
So here we go then, as we prepare for the first race of Season 6 here in Tier 2. It's going to be a dry night in Australia, but the qualifying, well, it lived up to expectation and even more, didn't it? That was incredible. And we start here in Baku, not in Baku, in Australia. We end in Bahrain in 15, over the course of 15 races. Who's going to be the Tier 2 champion? There's a long, long way to go, but I mean, that qualifying set us up very nicely.
They're really setting expectations high here, aren't they?
With that qualifying, yeah. A lot of pressure. No pressure, boys. Well, we start in Australia, we end in Bahrain, but what a qualifying that was. And let's get the strategies up for it. So it's saying a soft hard and a soft medium, but I've been told by quite a few sources that a soft medium is more than doable here. I don't think I'll have any problem. If you need to put on the hards, I've been told that you do go the length, the distance. If you need to put on the hards, there's a bit of an emergency sort of pit stop. But interestingly, I always keep an eye on P11, and it's Neller in the Aston Martin, the highest medium runner. So do keep an eye on him. He's the highest medium runner on track.
And he's won here twice in CRL.
Yeah, he does like Australia in CRL, so definitely want to keep an eye on tonight as a potential driver of the day candidate. Can he climb to the top? Who knows? Of course, it's not the easiest track to overtake on, though, is it?
Yeah, interestingly, no drivers starting on the hards. We've got 3 outside the top 10 on the soft. Gold Paradox, Captain Nick and Draper. The rest all on mediums, and of course all top 10 on the softs. It's way too close in Q2 to not be.
That qualifying has set us up for a brilliant race and a brilliant season, that's for sure. 29 laps ahead of us here at Albert Park, and it's impossible to predict the winner. Even the person on pole didn't technically get pole on his own. He shared pole with another driver, so it's wide open. It's going to be a brilliant night. Who can take the bragging rights and get the first win of the season? That big 40 points, maybe 41 points, depending on fastest lap as well, of course.
Yeah, usually pretty rare actually to get both fastest lap and the win. Krishna did it round, I think last round of the season, round 15. I can't remember if it was round 14 or 15. I think it was round 15, but.
Yeah, it is rare, because normally people behind you pit don't get to get that point or to take it off somebody. Normally if you lead in the race you don't get the fastest lap, but it can happen, of course, and maybe someone will get the 41 points tonight. We will see. Of course, it is difficult, but you never know.
But yeah, the 2 Italian teams on the front row, both with exactly identical times.
Both drawing. That's incredible. And look at that: Alpha Tauri, Ferrari, Red Bull, Haas, Williams, Aston Martin, McLaren, 7 different teams
in the top 7.
In the top 7, which is incredible. It's unbelievable qualifying.
Well, that reminds me,
Great race.
from 2006 to 2010, the same constructor did not win twice. The championship.
Wow.
Because you had Renault, Ferrari, McLaren, Brawn, Red Bull.
Well, interesting. Here we go.
Oh, I think it's making a noise.
Race of Tier 2.
Right, and there we go. The lights are out, and the AlphaTauri's got a much better start than Krishna on the inside. Behind Lars, a good start alongside the Red Bull already. Might have him up the inside into turn 1. I think he does, yeah. Lars up into P3 already further down. Carl dropping a lot of positions. JB Bowie also down a few. Didn't see what happened to Carl further back down. But.
A little bit of contact between the Haas of Hobbsy and the Williams of Alex. Nothing serious, just a little bit of contact. Like Hobbsy may have clipped the rear end of Alex, but Hobbsy does get past him. Innocent move, just a little bit of contact that could have gone ugly. But no, they're both okay. And looks like, to be fair, Alex has spun! His own accord, he's spun the car and his wings off. He's very lucky not to retire. But on his own accord, no one even near him. And he spins the car into the wall and he's dead last with no wing. Big crash.
Yeah, Club PR just getting past Jay Hartnell there. For, what's that, 17th? Still early days. The drivers got to play careful. There's 29 laps. It's not one on lap 1.
No,
but it can be lost.
The looks he's cut in the grass, and that could give Carl a move on his teammate Mercedes, a wheel to wheel, and it's going to give Carl a free position on him there. The looks he just cut the corner a little bit on the after turn 12, which lost him the spot. I don't know what happened to Alex, so interesting that he lost it on his own accord. It was a strange one. He's looking not to retire. He's lost his wing completely, the Williams driver. So, not the ideal start to the season that he'd have hoped for.
As Cal Cohen already got 1 second down over Krishna, who actually the top 5 in general, making some big gaps.
Yeah, there's a yellow flag as well.
Also, VSC. What's that from?
I'm not too sure why. Does it involve Jay Hartnell? It does involve Jay Hartnell, who's still on track. He's just gone past the pits, but has no wing. So I'm thinking it involved him. He's missed the pits though, and he's got no wing on his car. So the Alfa Romeo in a little bit of a mess here.
Yeah, actually, and this is great for Alex. Everyone's going around on the VSC. He's repairing his front wing, sticking himself. What tyres did he put himself on? He's got hards. That's his stop.
Yeah, they can go the distance hard, so you can probably take them to the end or very close to the end anyway. So, of course, not the quickest tyre by any means, but if you can look after them. And with a VSC, like you say, he's going to get back into the racing. He's not going to lose as much time as he would have done without the VSC. Jay Hartnell's in a bit of trouble here because he's got no wing. So as soon as that VSC comes in, he's in trouble. I'm wondering if it involved Jack Bowie as well. It did involve Jack Bowie. He's got no wing either. There's 2 cars together that have no wing.
Both of them are back.
The Alfa Romeo of Jay Hartnell. Yeah, they're both miles behind and they've both got literally no wing on the car. It's like... That's
VSC lifted. Jay Hartnell's just gone wide himself.
Yeah, them two are in big trouble with no wing. It's like an age to get to the
Hop on board with Carl, who's just behind Captain Nick. Bit of a train build in here. To say a bit of a train feels like an understatement given how close they all are.
Well, DRS enabled. It's been a very interesting first couple of laps. It's, like you said, the top 5 pulled away a little bit. Obviously, had started to gain on that top 5 as 4-star was close to Club PR, but he's pulled away a little bit now. The gaps are getting bigger. JB Bowie and Jay Hartnell, of course, coming into the pits. So 3 drivers already into the pits after the first couple of laps.
Oh, Carl looking for a move on Captain Nick. Not quite able to get it. Not really close enough. Could have risked it, but of course, lap 3 out of 29. These drivers know you don't win it on lap 1, you can lose it. And that applies all the way till the last lap.
And of course, 15 drivers get points in this league, not just the top 10. So plenty of positions, plenty of points to play for, and even 1 point tonight could be the difference at the end of the season for both the drivers and the Constructors' Championship. So it's important to get every single point that you can. As Captain Nick trying to have a look on Cole Paradox, not much between the two of them at the moment. I've
somewhat stuck the point system to the side of the things. People can have a quick look. Hopefully not blocking the screen too much for those.
Massive crash and drapes into a wall on the shot right under it. I don't know how he's not retired the car there. He's got
Front wing, yeah. Who was that contact with?
I think it was his own car. I think he just lost it on the right hander, touched the curb, and he went into the wall. That's the 4th driver in 3 laps that has no wing on the car but hasn't retired. How he saved that, I don't know, but it's going to cost him a lot of time and a lot of positions.
You know what, this DRS, Krishna's now in range of Calcoen, he's closing, and I forgot to turn off my PlayStation notifications like a complete buffoon.
Yeah, not much between the top 2, of course. Joint pole position in qualifying and looking very close again. They've opened a big gap up. Over 2 seconds to the car behind, which is Lars in the Haas.
Yeah,
Lars under a little bit of pressure from DT, isn't he?
Yeah, DC not slow, but Lars shown to not be too slow either. I think first season for Lars in CRL, certainly not DC's first season.
No, certainly not. Drake's pits, a fresh set of mediums for the Red Bull. He was very lucky not to become the first retirement of the season, but we can say that for a few drivers. Obviously, as we said already, 4 cars without a wing that have all survived. As DC getting very close, Lars will get DRS here, and Lars has just touched the curb, which will slow him down even more. I don't think DC will get a move done here. He's going to get very, very, very close ahead of the next lap.
Yeah, and this is allowing half. Mark's now realised that he can type messages in the CRL group,
yeah,
so he's just
Right. Jay Wills getting very close to the back of the McLaren of Tobe. Tobe look like he's struggling a little bit here, and Jay Wills will have DRS.
Oh, Carl's
got the move going on Lars into P3. So DC putting the Red Bull into P3. Lars, though, getting very close to him. It's a great battle here between the Red Bull and the Haas. Did Jay Wills get the move on Tobe? No, he didn't, but he's getting close. Jay Wills under pressure, though, from Nellu in the Aston Martin, who started well on the mediums. Oh, and Captain Nick's at the back of Cole Paradox. And he spun his car, so unfortunate.
Tobe's in the wall as well, he's also lost his entire front wing, but not DNF. Captain Nick's gone for his spin.
It's like wing bingo, this. That's 5 cars.
They surely got the damage correct, because normally by now, more than half of them would have DNF'd.
But Captain... Oh, and Nick's gone again!
Gone round for a 3rd time.
Dancing on ice!
You just need to be careful of those hot tyres.
Still... a bit further round is there is someone else has gone. It's Jay Mills in a wall. he's lost his left end plate.
Yeah, it's really not too much, not his entire front wing.
What is going on? No DNF, but plenty of spins and a lot of drama in the first 5 laps here. How no one's DNF though, I will never know. We've seen 4 or 5 incidents. Another one a little bit further forward. Is it Jay Mills again? Possibly, I think it is. As Krishna gets very close to Cal Cohen. They've done 2 swaps, they've not, have they? But Krishna getting very, very close. The top 2 are flying over 3 seconds now, separating them from DC.
Half a second a lap gained over the rest of the field, and even then, they're not that slow themselves. Some big gaps building already.
Yeah,
and, so far.
A few struggle in the back. A few have pitted, but interestingly, Alex is the only driver that's opted for the hards. The rest that have pitted have either gone into the softs or the mediums, so... as Cole Paradox looks to have made a move on Nellu. Cole Paradox on the softs, Nellu on the mediums, and there's your first penalty of the season going to Jay Hartnell for, I'm assuming, cutting the corner.
Of course, excluding the round 0 where Captain Nick got the wonderful penalty of disqualified for not moving his car at all.
Speaking of Captain Nick, he's in the pits, as is Jay Mills, as is Tobe. Christian getting very close to Cal Cole, and the top 2 having a really good battle here as they go around that deadly turn 12.
Oh, and as we say...
Loses the car! And again, another driver losing his wing but not retiring.
No, he's not even lost the entire front wing either. I think it's just the end plate. He's just lost the left end plate. Just didn't,
he's lucky in the fact that he's not retired, but he's very unlucky in the fact that he's gone from battling for 1st right down to 5th, and Hobbs is going to get him as well now. So a big twist in this Grand Prix.
I think we're going to see him.
Oh,
Hobbs giving a tap on the rear, but yeah, Krishna now into the pit lane, and we'll see if he goes onto the hard or the medium tyres. But that'll hopefully for him be his last stop.
That is ideal for Cal Cohen. You can just get his foot down now, no pressure near him at all. That pressure's gone on Cal Cohen.
Yeah,
it's a dream scenario for him because he can just get his foot down now. 4 seconds clear of DC,
and he doesn't even have to worry.
Get his foot down before he pit.
Doesn't have to worry about DC catching either, because he's got to defend from Lars himself. If he makes a mistake, then Strauss is right there behind him to pick up the slack.
Yeah, a free or straight. Such a shame for Christian. He's gone on to the medium. He'll get them to the end, no problem. I think he'll be okay with them. But A big twist here. A lot of spins, a lot of wing damage, but yet to see our first retirement of the season. Which is just crazy. There's a great battle here. DC seems to have pulled a little bit away from Lars, but Lars under pressure, as you mentioned, from Strauss. It's a great battle between the three of them. Who have opened up a gap, haven't they, to the rest? Because Hobbsy's what?
Yeah, 3 seconds back, and then it's 2 to Cold Paradox and 1.5 to Carl, so...
Who's going to touch the ready corner this time? Hopefully none of these three. DC gets past okay. Lars, nearly. I thought Strauss may have lost it then, but he's okay. The gaps are starting to open up a bit, aren't they? Especially to the medium runners, the top 7 all on softs.
Yeah, big...
Nelu's doing a good job on the mediums though, isn't he? He's starting 11th, he's doing okay on the mediums.
To be fair, I don't think he's got past any of the top 10, it's just that some of the top 10 have gone for spins.
People have spun, yeah, possibly. Krishna come out on mediums in 30. Krishna's got a lot of free track now, hasn't he? To get his foot down.
Yeah, 13 seconds. I mean, raw pace, I think he's up there. It's him and Calco, and he set those 2 identical pole times. So they're the guys to watch out for in clean air, and right now, that's exactly where both of them are. Krishna, do you reckon he can take the mediums to the end?
I'd say so, yeah, if he looks after him. I mean, I wouldn't even rule out a safety car yet. There's not been one yet, has he? I won't rule out that. So maybe it's not later on, but I think he'll be okay. Then again, he's pushing, isn't he, now? He's pushing to get back into the race, so he'll have to look after them. We'll have to see. Speaking of mediums, Nelu's got very close to the Mercedes of Carl. Carl's still on their softs. The soft one is due to pit pretty soon. Nelu will go a little bit further on the mediums. He's very close, though, to the Mercedes, and maybe with some DRS could potentially make a move on this lap.
We'll just have to wait and see. Of course, the longer the race goes on, the more Carl's soft tyres are wet, and the more advantage will go towards Nelu Safu. So, if there's going to be an overtake, it will be fairly soon, but Carl will have to pit reasonably soon. I'm not sure how long the softs go around here. Nelu Safu cuts the left corner, gets himself 3 seconds of time penalty. Must be multiple, because that wasn't...
I think the soft medium is around about lap 8, the soft to pit in lap 8, I believe. I may be wrong with that, but I think it's lap 8 onwards, really. DC has used a lot of his battery here, compared to the other two that have got pretty much full battery, so they're just trying to hunt down the Red Bull. It's very close in the battle for P2. As Cal Cohen now has a 5-second gap, so that gap's getting bigger and bigger and bigger as DC's under pressure from not 1, but 2 drivers, and he's bound to be mistaken one of these 3 eventually.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just Australia's a really good track for ERS recovery, or if these two are just playing it smart, waiting, and DC's right. I want to hold the position, I want the track. I can get it back later.
Oh!
Yellow, who's that? That's a Ferrari, J Wills again. He's not DNF'd! I just caught the end. Yeah. Oh, he's doing a Captain Nick.
And the laws of physics said no, he's not retired, so...
Oh, he did a Captain Nick to Captain Nick, who luckily didn't crash into him and was ghosted.
He nearly Captain Nick's Captain Nick. But how he's not retired there, I do not know.
Oh, he's gone round again.
Oh, he's gone again! Hey, Will, what's he doing?
Oh, and he's done a reset to track.
Naughty boy!
Caught on stream.
We're watching him. Well, we are watching your son.
Yeah, no, I was on board.
You cheated tonight. Oh, did you not see it?
Yeah, no, I was on board with him.
Oh, brilliant, there we go.
Caught red-handed and red card.
He's fully fucked. I'm in 20 if I can get away with it. But he's got corners in qualifying. Oh, the apple's gone. Oh, it's a double DNF on track. There it is. And he's
Where's this? First sector. Cal Cohen's going to be going past it shortly, but Cal Cohen just misses the pits. DC able to go in, but Cal Cohen gets ahead of the safety car. It's just like that one Lightning McQueen scene. Yeah, a crash between toes, Jay Hartnell. Yeah, no, that was... it looks like they made contact, judging by that.
Yeah, I'd say so. DNF at the same time, and a McLaren and an Alfa Romeo, the first official DNFs of the season. Jay Wills, you will be in a little bit of trouble, my friend, for that later on. Don't think you got away with it if you're watching the stream. You've not. That is bang out of order. And there is the crash between Jay Hartnell. He was facing the wrong way. So it was a big impact between the two cars, and we've seen a few times tonight, haven't we, people losing the wing and not DNFing, but that must have been some impact to retire not one but 2 cars, and hard for Deluxe and Force now, which is interesting. And for Nelu as well, it's on the medium hard.
Oh, oops.
Hey, Wills, you naughty boy.
Oh, who's this? Right now.
Are we good?
Yeah,
Hello?
sorry.
That's why I didn't where you've gone. I couldn't hear you.
Oh. Leon seems to be content with spamming that Hedgehog will win the Tier 2 Grand Prix.
Who does?
In the, I assume it's in the CRL chat.
Oh,
Leon. next race I'll make sure to turn that off, as yeah, Cal Cohen into the pit lane, Claire PR interestingly staying out, wanting the track position. I suspect Cal Cohen will come out ahead of DC. As Krishna...
actually got a pen for corner cutting on the safety car.
I don't make fun of drivers, but if you're going to do that behind safety car, you're being a bit silly.
The worst one for me from the speed in the pit lane under a safety car, that's the worst one. How would you do that? You're not even in a rush.
Well,
Rookie error.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with the corner cutting, to be honest, but...
Yeah, it is, to be fair, yeah, it is. Of course, more of a penalty though, isn't it, if you do it in the
so,
5 seconds.
yeah, Claire PR has come out behind Cal Cohen, who himself, J Will's able to unlap himself. I got the
J Will's, mate, you naughty boy. If he doesn't reset the track, he may not have got away with that. So penalty incoming for J Wills. He thought because he was 20 from watching him, didn't he? Joke's on you, mate. Penalty. Stewards will be all over that, won't they? They'll be all over that. I'll make sure of it, don't worry.
Oh, are you a steward? I can't remember.
I'm not, but I am now. I am tonight.
Yeah, I am, so I can...
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. No, it was last season I reported freefall that went wide in his quali lap. It didn't invalidate it, so I got him done for that.
That's 2 tonight for Josh. 2 tonight. He did it in quali, cut in the corners, and then a blatant reset to track. Does he think we're stupid not seeing it? Does he disrespecting the lead by doing stuff like that? No.
If you're in 20th position, the chances are the camera's not usually on you, but if you've just gone for a spin, then.
Speaking of tyres, no soft tyres on the track. They are gone. Forget about it. The softs are gone. You've got
only
PR and Sadistic both on old mediums.
Yeah.
But the rest on either fresh mediums or fresh hards, which is interesting.
Yeah, only 3 guys on the hard tyres. Captain Nick on 5-lap pods. So he didn't pit under the safety car. He pitted whenever, I think, was it some spin or other. Oh yeah, he had that thing in the car park section with those bumps where he went round 3 times.
Well, we've finally seen a DNF. We've seen 2 DNFs. I thought at one point we're not going to get any DNF tonight because of all the loads of incidents but people not DNFing. But then, of course, Tobin and Jay Hartnell, big collision between the 2 of them, and they're both out. They are the first DNFs of the season. And as we've already mentioned tonight, 15 drivers do get points, so plenty of points up for grabs here for the remaining 18 drivers as the safety car. Mr. Burt Nylander is going to be doing another lap, and I think we're probably coming in at lap 12 for the restart.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if either Jay Hartnell or Tobes stream so I can see their point of view. I don't think either of them do.
I'll have a look in the incidents, see what it come up as. See if it give any.
Yeah, well, no, I found Tobes' channel, but he wasn't live on them.
Both just terminal damage. I thought maybe one of them may have got an incident, but both just terminal damage. So it must have been a pretty. We've seen some big impact tonight and no DNF. So for them both to DNF must have been a pretty big impact collision.
Yeah, I mean, given where they were on the right-hand side of the grass, tyres everywhere, kind of one facing backwards, one facing forwards towards each other.
The wrong way, it must have been a big crash. Speaking of the top 2, it was so close together at one point. Christian now down in 12th. Obviously not going to gain in terms of tyres because everyone else is pitted now as well, and he's got a penalty. So it's gone from brilliant to not so brilliant for Christian. Of course, he could still salvage it. We know he's got great pace around here, but that penalty as well hanging over him. That spin has really cost him, hasn't it?
Do you know what? While we are still under the safety car, I don't think it ends this lap. I hope not. I will quickly
I think we'll be okay.
chuck up the point system so we can all have a quick look at that. So we are doing feature race this time. The usual. Most rounds are feature race, that's the 50% race, normal qualifying long. So winner gets 40 points, second gets 33, and third gets 28 points. You can see the rest of the order there. One for fastest lap, but only in a top 10 finish. So a lot of points up for offer. Actually usually end up in the case where around about 5 drivers will DNF, so most guys who can get to the end will get points.
Points make prizes. Every point counts.
Yeah. Well, it was season. Which season was it? Season 3 or 4, where there was a tie on points, and it was a 1 down to number of wins. I can't remember what it was. I've been here so many seasons now. That started in season 2. We're on to number 6 now. So they all mixed together, the old ones.
Jay Wills hasn't caught up yet, so he's going to do another lap. It'll come in at the end of lap 13. The fastest lap at the moment is Krishna of 1:24.5. That'll probably change. In fact, I have no doubt it will change. We're not even halfway through the race yet. It was like a really long race, yet we're not even halfway through. We've had a VSC, we've had a safety car, we've had 2 DNF, plenty of incidents, plenty of spins and contact between a few drivers, but only 2 DNF so far, Tobin and Riartnell hitting each other in sector 1. Caused a big collision, and it caused a safety car, which we're still waiting to come in. Do you still fancy Cal Cohen to win this race?
Yeah, I think at this point I gotta say it is going to be him. You know, the 2 guys who have pace, he's the one who's got the more consistency we've seen. Obviously it's open to other people, depending on how his tyres go, depending on how others go. Obviously Clerpiard is not really that up there. Well, actually he needs to pit, doesn't he? He can't take these tyres to the end.
Yeah, him and Sadistic need to pit, don't they?
So, actually something quite interesting. Of the top 5 finishers in Tier 3, 4 of them got moved up. We got Cole Paradox, Sadistic King, JB Bowie, and I've forgotten who the other one is.
Cole Paradox, Sadistic King, JB Bowie, and Strauss.
Ah, yeah, there you go. So,
We're in this lap, ready to go 18 again, and I cannot wait. Everyone formed up together. No one's been lapped. Jay Mills was nearly lapped, but he reset to track, meaning he's not lapped anymore. A little bit of cheating there from Josh. I'm not going to let him forget that. I'm not going to let him forget it at all. But we are in this lap, and Cal Cohen, he was in a real battle with Krishna. He did have breathing space. Not anymore. He's got quite a few cars behind him that want to put pressure on him.
Yeah,
but
so actually,
Krishna's main competitor
Cal Cohen's
now down in 12th.
Sorry to interrupt, Cal Cohen really close to the safety car and not leaving himself much room to go earlier, waiting for the straighten out. Still not gone.
It's a Verstappen restart.
There we go, he's gone.
Oh,
And he's going to start. Strauss, amazing start. Already up to 3rd position for him, and behind DC possibly under threat from more. Lars right on his tail. Krishna further back the order behind. Sorry, Krishna passed Deluxey. Is Carl's lost? Go, Carl. No, I think Carl's gone for a spin. Carl must have gone for a spin somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Lars has gone wide, and that could offer a move to Sadistic King. It doesn't look at Hobbsy. Hobbsy's got Krishna and Cole Paradox's cars everywhere, so close together. But yeah, Carl did go for a spin, unfortunately, which puts him down to 18th. It was a good move from Strauss on DC, though, because DC was sleeping a little bit on the restart.
Yeah, Hobbsy, this is not the place to go for a move on Sadistic King. He's going to have a look. Thinks better of it. Both of them get a bit of bad exit. Sadistic King going deep, Hobbsy going shallow. Christian behind 2 of them. He can't pass, not move, but Hobbsy is through. Christian's also up the inside. Yeah, Sadistic King lost 2 positions in no time at all. Cole Paradox now right on his tail. And yeah, these old mediums not doing him much of a benefit.
The Tier 3 champion making a move. That was we've been in contact there. So nearly.
Manages to hold it, but
what's like the on this game? What's like the campaign mode called? What's it called? Like the campaign? This year on F1. I can't remember what it's called. You know what I mean, though, don't you?
Yeah.
The campaign. That was like that in when it was 3 of them wide in that area.
Yeah,
like that. As Strauss makes a move on PR. He's just lost out. Yeah, it's the old mediums, isn't it?
Yeah, and already Cal Cohen's got 3-second lead after 1 lap. So I don't know what magic is moving. Oh, hang on. Lars also passed Club PR.
Yeah, Club PR struggling.
Has he got
them old tyres? Maybe a little bit of damage as well, possibly.
Yeah, front wing intact, possibly side pod damage.
Oh, Nelu getting very, very close to the back of Sadistic King. 14-lap-old mediums against 5-lap-old hards. And then mediums, you can tell, looking at Club PR, looking at Sadistic King, look like they're struggling a little bit now, and both under a lot of pressure. Sadistic King's got the Aston Martin.
Yeah, he's having another tap on the rear. This isn't NASCAR, we don't do bump drafting.
You don't want to be doing
There's
that.
further up ahead, Hobbsy side by side with Krishna. Now Krishna is through.
He's on a mission, Krishna. He's on a mission. It's redemption.
And Nelu on the inside of Sadistic King into that chicane where everyone spins on the exit. Oh, Sadistic King holds it ahead. Nelu holding off. Also, is Melvin...
How he's not made contact, I do not know. Will Forsyth go for a late move? He won't. But the looks he goes a little bit wide there. And Alex has made contact with somebody as well and come off the track. I don't know who it was. I missed it. Someone hit Alex and he's spun into the wall and the Williams is down 70. Has Deluxey gone as well?
No, he's kept his front wing. Deluxey's fine. He's just got back past... Well, side by side with Forsyth actually through the last corner. Deluxey in the outside holding it.
Up to fifth. He's flying. Krishna is flying. He's coming for Cal Cohen. He's flying. And he's took off past Fleur PR. What a restart. Drama everywhere. Yeah,
Nello's still behind Sadistic King, not able to get through, but clearly the quicker driver in pace at the moment on the tyres. I assume Sadistic King is going to try and hold out till he can put the softs on, but that's not going to be for another 4 laps, I'd suspect.
Oh, there's a yellow flag again. It looks like Jay Wills having an absolute nightmare tonight. Down in 16th. Alex is pitted onto mediums. There's a penalty for Drapes, who's currently sat in 15th. There's a real battle here. Club PR's got Cole Paradox and Hobbsy. A very close company for that battle for P6. Cal Cohen's flying, isn't it? 3 seconds clear. Cal got a penalty. 10's starting to come in a little bit now.
By the way, Melvin pointed out it was called Breaking Point in that campaign.
Breaking Point, that's what it's called. That was it, yeah. It was like that when the Freeman went wide in Australia. Exactly like that. Yeah, Breaking Point. I couldn't think what it was called, but that's the one. Oh, and Nellu makes the thing's really struggling now. Really struggling. Yeah. As is Carl.
Looking for the cutback, but yeah, not close enough.
It pains me to see Mercedes struggling, but Carl is really struggling now. After the back, as Hobbsy drops, Hobbsy's in a wall! The Haas is in a wall! And he's going to drop and drop and drop. He's not out of the race, but he's going to lose so many places. No wing again for Hobbsy. But yet he saved the
I've
car.
never seen so many cars with that front wing in one race.
Not DNF. No wing, no DNF, but the damage has been done for Hobbsy.
Oh, Christian looking like he's about to go. Yeah, Christian up into 4th. Up the inside of Lars, who's on the hard tyres, so he's at the tyre disadvantage. You know how we say Christian is out of this, he's not in for the win anymore.
Oh, and Bowie nearly making contact with Forster. I don't talk much about Bowie tonight, he's currently 12th. Right on the back end, there's a real battle here between the lucky 4-star captain Nick Drapes and the Red Bull, not too far behind either. And neither is Sadistic King. There's about 6 of them here in very close quarters. It's a Sadistic King train at the moment. And a lot of passengers on that train, including JB Bowie, is very close to 4-star. Bowie on the fresher tyres compared to Captain Nick. Behind him, and Nick's just gone off the track and in the wall. It's a Captain Nick spin, another spin, but no. Did he get damage? No damage, I don't think.
Got his full front wing.
It's looking like a very painful night for Alfa Romeo. 1 car out and 1 car down in 15th.
Which team's doing the best?
Which team's doing the best?
I think AlphaTauri gets it on points. Just because, they got that 14. There's no one else. Maybe Aston Martin.
Oh, Carl's retired. No. Oh, it pains me. Pains me seeing Mercedes out the race. Pains me. As Club PR gets absolutely
4-star,
which is what you'd expect.
I think 4-star's going to go for a move on Deluxey. Note holds off, decides against it. Right on his tail.
I mentioned Krishna flying, he's now real in the he's on a mission. Krishna.
Hang on, Deluxey's gone.
Oh, he's out!
Front left tyre's gone. Actually, I was on board with him at the time. Right, everyone on the softs.
And poor Carl, who just retired, probably thinking, really? Really? I've just retired in the pits and the safety car comes out. I could have carried on. It's our 4th retirement of the night. Oh, it's a Mercedes. It's even Mercedes. I just realised. Oh no. No.
So apologies to you Mercedes fans, but
no. It's heartbreak. It hurt. It pains me.
So do you know what? Krishna actually he still has 3 seconds of penalties to work with.
Well, here comes Hobbs into the pits and here comes Alex into the pits. Both at the back, but both still in the race. They both got a chance to catch up and give it another go.
You'd be silly not to pit here, wouldn't you? Obviously, Club PR Sadistic King will, Captain Nick will, anyone with no wing will. Be interested to see if anyone...
Literally no wing, so another car without a wing that survived.
I'll be interested to see if anyone decides to not pit. Oh, hang on, Cal Cohen decided not to pit. Cal Cohen is staying out on track. Do you see? He is into the pit lane, as is Krishna, Strauss, Lars staying out on track on his hards. Cold Paradox also staying out. Club PR is in. Nelly Safi staying out on track. Sadistic King going into the pit lane. 4-star staying out. JB Bowie in, as is Draper. Who else do we have? J Wills, he's staying out now from that far back. Oh, hang on, he's gone for a spin around the last corner. Captain Nick is into the pit lane.
Drinking before this race.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, don't do your front wing end.
What's he doing? Alex has got a drive-through pen for speeding under the safety car. That is costly. That is very costly for the Williams. He's already last and now got a drive pen. Of course, only one of these drivers like Hans will not get a point.
I'm not sure why.
Get points
unless J Wills doesn't have any fresh soft tyres to work with, he's essentially just thrown away the chance to get put in exactly the same position, or maybe one or two down, to get onto completely fresh softs. So, I'm not sure what led to that decision, but.
And he cheats as well. Can't forget that. Interesting strategy. I mean, you've got to fancy DC here. He'll get them soft to the end, 100%. You've got to fancy DC here on the fresh soft, when the boys in front of you are all on either old mediums or old hards. We know how quick Cal Cohen is. He's on old mediums. He's going to have a lot of fresh soft runners coming for him. I fancy DC for the win here at the moment, I must admit.
Hang on, Alex retiring in the pit lane.
Yeah, he had a drive-through, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. No, I can.
I'm going to predict DC for the win here.
Oh, of course, our front man on the fresh, soft tyres. Yeah, I
just, for me, on them fresh softs, he's going to be flying. You can get to the end, no problem.
Yeah, because it'll be...
The medium and the hard runners are going to lose a lot of time to them.
First 2 or 3 laps, we'll be able to get 2 or 3 positions, and they'll just have to get a few more of the last many.
Well, here comes J-Rolls into the pits. Well, is he going to get breathalyzer in the pit? Surely. He's all over the show. But, I mean, Cal Cohen smashed it tonight. He's been the quickest by a mile, but I think he could be in a bit of trouble here. I genuinely do. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 8 or 9, 10 soft runners, fresh soft runners here that are gonna hunt the top 5 down, and of course they can try and defend, but it's not like there's only 2 or 3 laps left. It's what, 8, 9 laps left in this race. I think DC's in a really good position here.
Now the question is, how smart are the guys on soft tyres going to be? Because if they choose to kind of not battle amongst themselves, they can fly past these other guys. But if DC's having to defend from Strauss, who's having to defend from Krishna, they're going to mess each other up. They're not going to be able to move up those positions that their tyres could easily do while they're nice and fresh. So it's really a game of, are you willing to work together in the short run to get those positions? And some drivers will, some won't.
What Cal Cohen needs is to get away well. We've seen on the other restart how quick he got away, but of course it's a different scenario now. He's on them older mediums. They're not going to be battered, them mediums, but they're 9 laps old now. They won't be brilliant. They'll start to die off a little bit. Compared to these fresh softs that will be rapid, and what Cal Cohen needs is for the boys behind him, Lars, Cole Paradox, Nelu, 4-star. He needs them to hold up the soft runners. But if they can get away well, the soft runners, and you made a good point there. I think if DC, Strauss, Christian start fighting each other, that could hinder their progress as well. We know that Christian's the fastest out of the soft runners there, but he's got a penalty, and it's not easy to get pens around Australia. He's not been many penalties at all tonight, so that could hinder Christian a little bit. I genuinely fancy DC for the win here. I think if he can get away well, what he needs to do is avoid any contact with the likes of 4-star and Nelu. But I fancy DC.
Yeah, it's going to be Calco and DC or Strauss. Realistically, they're the 3 that can get it. I think DC's got it over Strauss, but I mean, you won't know until it happens. And it might be that Strauss gets an amazing restart straight past DC. Flies past the guys on older tyres.
It was very slow. It was Cal Cohen on the last restart, wasn't it? It was a very slow restart, and DC got caught sleeping by Strauss. Strauss got past DC before turn 1, and once again, Strauss is the car directly behind DC. And Strauss will know if he can get past DC again before turn 1, he'll be the leading soft runner, and it'll be in his court to get the win. Strauss last year's Tier 3 runner up. We know he's got pace. And if he can get past DC again, DC did get caught asleep on the last restart, so I'm sure that Dan will be a lot more awake on the restart this time. But it is Cal Cohen. It's Drake penalty for collision with Nick, but it is Cal Cohen that's
that's a silly one.
That's on the restart again, and it was a very slow and late restart from the Alpha Tauri last time round. So maybe Cal Cohen will do that again.
Drape got penalty for contact with Nick. They're 14th, so they're 12th and 15th. Yeah.
He's just dropped quite a few places, I think.
Oh, right. Also, thing to point out, lap 21, almost certainly the safety car's coming in, so they're going to have 8 laps to make this work. Those guys in the softs. So it's going to be close. I think I'd have to agree with you that it's in the favour of DC and there's other guys in the softs. But of course, they're not all going to be passed by the guys in the softs.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting because even down to sort of Bistic King, Bowie, Captain Nick, Jables, they're all going to be battling each other as well. They're all on these fresh offs. Every point matters.
Yep, there we go. Safety car.
A bit of a mini sprint race here to the end, and it's going to be interesting.
We've now got that safety car in this lap, so it's just a chance of Calcoen not backing them up yet, though.
No, I don't know what Calcoen's thinking here, because he went really late on the last restart, didn't he? You know, will he do the same? I don't know. Maybe he'll shoot off.
Has he missed the safety car in this lap? Because he's still tailing the Aston Martin thing.
He's into like a Burt Maylander, isn't he? That'd be interesting to see what he does here. Will he get away early, just try and defend? He's got, what, 8
there we go. No, I thought he was holding them up for a bit, just warming his tyres. Easy forgotten.
Big end to the race. Big end. He'll know he's the quickest there, but he's under pressure now. He was late last time. He's going to go early. This time he's gone. It's a much different restart this time around for Calcoen.
4-star's got a good start. DC's been caught sleeping though. And all of a sudden that plan for the guys in the softs has completely unravelled. And Lissafi looking to move on Cold Paradox, not quite close enough, runs a tiny bit wide, not enough to lose any positions. So Captain Nick gets 3 seconds of penalties. Krishna
is showing scary pace. He's showing pace that's too quick. He just hit into the back of 4-star and probably messed up his race. I was going to say, he took off. He was ridiculously quick.
Will you say that?
He nearly flew past DC, but he was going too quick. He was actually going too quick, but no damage though, by the way.
Yeah, no damage. Still in the 7th. Front wing somehow intact despite that massive shunt.
What are they made of? He's going too quick then. Yeah, he was showing ridiculous pace. Absolutely flying. He flew past Strauss and he was getting very close to DC, but of course made contact with 4-star. Very lucky. I looked at it, he's avoided damage, which again is ridiculous, really, how he's avoided damage there.
Krishna going a bit. Oh no! Oh, and now this is front left.
He's not avoided damage that time.
Someone hit his front left tyre and just sent it. Actually, Draper.
The man who joined on pole position, one of the favourites to win this race, will be ending the night with nothing because he's the 6th car to DNF. He's not avoided damage there, has he? He's out. Wow. A VSC's out.
And you know what we said about them, the guys in the softs fighting? It seems to be coming true. Krishna wanting to push up through the field, fought with DC and Strauss. None of the soft guys have got any passes yet. Their tyres now getting older and older, losing that huge pace they have at the start of them.
Yeah, Calcoen will be happy. He'll be happy with the VSC as well, just to give him a bit more time. But a big disappointment for Krishna. You know, joint pole tonight was ridiculous in qualifying. Showed some blistering pace tonight, up until that spin early in the race, and it's gone wrong for him since then. But
right, here we go, back underway.
DNF of the night, and we are back underway for the last few laps of the race.
So,
more drama.
The question is, will Strauss to push to try and get past DC, or is he going to kind of think, right, I want more than the 7th, even if I want more than the 6th, realistically. We know we've got the pace, so let's just get these guys.
It's going to be interesting. Still more drama to come. Don't forget, all these 14 riders will be getting some form of points, of course. Top team do get points, so they're all getting something if they finish due to the 6 DNFs on track. Will anybody else know that sharp right-hander is brutal? We've seen it on a couple of occasions tonight. It is brutal if you touch that curb.
Yeah, actually, interesting. It was Krishna who had the fastest lap.
Oh dear.
So,
you won't get the point for it, will he? Even Drapes, bless him, who's 35 seconds down, we're still going to get some form of points for him and his team.
Yeah, 2 points for Draper.
Yeah, that's what it's about for him and Red Bull. That's what it's about.
There was that rainy race last season at Singapore. 31 laps. Tobes did a 10-stop. And he got points.
Still got points.
Still got points.
Here comes DC on force. Can he finally make a move on one of the medium/hard runners? Not just
nice.
yet.
Oh.
You can see the pace difference.
Yeah, it's there we go. He's got the inside line for the next corner.
Strauss, look at Strauss. He's flying behind. They're going to be 3 wide.
Oh.
They're trying on the right-hand side. 3 of them into the corner. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, forced to let them both go through.
Wow.
DC holding it in the end, but my goodness, Strauss.
And now can DC and Strauss hunt down that top 4 Calcoen? Oh no. These 2 on the softs are gaining, and they've got past one of them. Fox, I didn't make it easy. You know, time Fernando Alonso that in Hungary last year. Didn't make it easy, but Drake's fastest lap. There we go. Not a he takes it on anybody else.
And he won't get the bonus point because he's not in the top 10, but he's got the honour of it. That little purple dot.
The end to this race.
So yeah, that battling that they did 1.7 to Nelu Safu. I think Cal Cohen's going to get this. What do they have?
Interested end.
5 laps
DC now
left. How far back is he?
5 laps, and he's now going to his next car is the 14-lap old hard runner Nelu Safu. But DC's also got in an Aston Martin sandwich because Strauss is running him down as well. So both of these two trying to push, but Strauss has got the DRS on DC, and he'll close the gap massively on the Red Bull.
Yeah, DC must have only just missed out on it. He's missed this one as well, hasn't he? Yeah.
Strauss again, here we go.
Yeah, no, straight up the inside.
Strauss is now the highest soft runner. What a great opening race it's turned out to be for the last year's Tier 3 runner-up, who's gone up to 5th now, and can he hunt down the point. Interestingly, the car in front of Strauss is his teammate. Will there be a few team orders here for Aston Martin?
I'd certainly try and do it. I mean, obviously, Nelu Safu, he's got that 3 seconds of penalties. Strauss can get Cold Paradox. He might even be able to get Lars.
Well, DC will want to try and get Strauss back, won't he? He won't want to give up on that. Oh, and it's a costly penalty for Strauss. That could be huge. And DC will be rubbing his hand after seeing that. Gets him moved on Strauss and then messes it up with a penalty. That could be massively costly. As Clerpier gets very close to 4-star, may look to make a move here, will he, versus Alpine, and Clerpier on the...
Oh, Nelu Safu going wide there. More penalties from Nelu Safu.
Couple of silly penalties getting picked up here, isn't there?
That's a heck of a... Oh! The Aston's touch!
Oh, and the Aston Martin have took each other out, no team orders. And Nelu Safu's going to drop and drop and drop with penalties as well.
Actually, to fair, I think he's managed to hold his 6th position. Did a very good job with recovery.
Yeah, he's got penalties, though, hasn't he? That's his worry. Oh, it's a battle. It was last season's battle. The top 2 in Tier 3. Cole Paradox and Strauss are going to battle again here because they're right behind each other. New season, same old battle between the two. Love that. Love that. And what a job Lars is doing on the heart.
Oh, what's happened there?
An incident.
Sadistic King? No, he's side by side with JB Bowie. Oh my goodness, hang on, what's this?
Bowie, Sadistic King and Nick.
That actually looks like a train for a brief second. Virtual safety car there.
Drapes is out. The VSC's out. And that'll do Calco wonders. That's great for him. Less time people to be able to catch him. He's edging towards winning and he deserves it. He's been brilliant for Alpha Salary.
Yeah, DC actually Draper really far back. That was in the last sector, so half a lap down from the guys up front. Not sure if it's deliberate or not, but it reminds me of that one thing Renault did. Which track was it? One of the city circuits, where one car deliberately crashed to bring out a safety car, so the other one could do well.
Bit of sneaky tactics there, maybe. I'm going to see Strauss and Cole Paradox battling again here, which is great to see. Last year's top 2 in Tier 3. Cole Paradox just beat Strauss at the end of the title. Can Cole Paradox beat Strauss tonight? Well, Strauss has got a penalty which could cost him massively. He's also got DC for company as well. As we enter the last 3 laps of races, Cal Cohen under the VSC here edges towards winning. He'll want the VSC to stay out because the longer it stays out, the closer he edges to winning the first race of the season and going top of the championship.
Yeah, the VSC, they are green and Lars immediately.
That's costly as well.
I was going to say, it looks like
Captain.
I was thinking it looks like Lars has got an easy 2nd place because for Cole Paradox isn't really going to pass him, and neither was DC. But now he's got that.
A couple of silly penalties that cost people here. Lars done a great job on that mark to defend him as well, but they've just thrown away his P2. Cole Paradox, who won the Tier 3 championship, looking for a potential P2 himself here, which would be a superb start for him and for the Alpine team. But DC will not give up on them soft, but knows he has to get past Strauss first in order to put pressure on Cole Paradox. 3 laps to go. Yeah,
Strauss now knows actually he can get past Lars on track, and that position is his. Both 3 seconds of penalties.
Nelly really lost it then as well.
DC will be wanting him to get a move on. But of course these softs now past their peak. Still not bad by any means, but Going to be the faster
very
tyre.
close between Lars, Strauss, Cole Paradox, and DC. It does suit Calco, and he can just stroll towards that way, and he deserves it. He's been brilliant, the AlphaTauri. He's flying, but the other four, Lars, Cole Paradox, Strauss, and DC, in very close proximity. Can Strauss have a look at Cole Paradox here? He had to think about it, but not being able to do it. It's a yellow flag.
That's Captain Nick.
Straight up like Captain Nick. What a surprise. As Hobbsy makes a move on Jack Bowie. Not spoke about these too much tonight, but he's got a penalty, Hobbsy. But for now, does.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, Strauss alongside Cole Paradox up for third. I think he's got him. Cole Paradox going wide. DC, yeah, he's having a party here. Just, I'll sit behind him. They want to keep doing this to each other.
Because second, third, and fourth all have at least one penalty. They are gifting DC this P2 at the moment, aren't they? You don't even need to pass them. You're going to try and pass them on the inside of Cole Paradox. You don't need to pass them now, just bring it home and an easy P2 for them.
Yeah, but you know what? Strauss can get P3 now, can get on the podium. All he needs to do is pass Lars. He's got 1.5 laps to do it, and given the tyre difference. Oh! What a catch by him! Strauss on 2 wheels on the grass.
Wow.
And that's him up into P2, but of course, once penalties, that's net P3, but still on the podium.
Wow. Lars. Here we go for the last lap as Cal Cohen edges towards a dominant win.
Yeah, I mean, he's earned this one. Pole by a whole 0 thousandths, but he's controlled the race.
Strauss has got past Lars, so maybe for Strauss, a P3. Dan knows if he just stays behind these, he'll get a P2, then I'm sure Dan will be pretty chuffed with a P2 on the opening night. One of the favourites for the championship. But no one's been on the level of Cal Cohen tonight. Yes, Krishna was very close, but of course had his incidents. Cal Cohen's been so consistent. I've already penalties and nailed the strategy.
Well, I would just quickly like to say, Danny Boy, I'm pretty sure is he a tier 1 racer or is he? No, he's a tier 2 reserve. I think he was tier 1 last season. Do you see? Yeah. Danny Boy said there will be 13 finishes today.
Not there yet.
We're not there
yet. Nearly.
They haven't finished, however.
As Cole Paradox loses the place to DC, he would have probably lost it anyway due to penalties, but a little bit of a squirm there for the tier 3 champion.
Hang on a minute. What's the gap between DC and Strauss? I don't know. I mean, it's a bit bigger than I'm sure he'd like. But here we go, Cal Cohen.
2.2, I think.
Around.
Dominant performance.
Yeah, I mean, he's earned it. Pole position.
Cal Cohen wins the first race of the season.
Gets to win.
Top of the championship.
And that is Cal Cohen, your current Tier 2 championship leader. As Strauss and Lars finish second, third, but penalties. DC takes that second position, Strauss taking third. As, hang on, Strauss just got fastest lap, I think.
He did. P3 and fastest lap. Good performance.
4-star is going to get Jay Wills for 11th on penalties. And yeah, there we go. Round 1. What a treat.
Wow. That set us up nicely for a brilliant season. 14 more of that, yeah. Looking forward to it. The round 8 does go. This King, we'll have a discussion as to who we think will get it, but what a race, what an opening night, what a quali. And a pretty dominant performance from the AlphaTauri for Cal Cohen to win the first race. There's that trophy. The first win of the season goes to AlphaTauri and to Cal Cohen, and he was superb, wasn't he? He was dominant, really.
I honestly, I think it's quite likely he'll end up getting the driver of the day voted for him. Sure, he came from pole, but he earned it. Every single stint, he just pulled away every time. If there were no safety cars...
See performances though, weren't they?
Strauss
did get the fastest lap, which is a key point for Aston Martin and for him. He'll be happy with that, Strauss. Good start to the season for him there.
Yeah, actually, I'll bring back up this point system.
Couple of shouts for driver A. Cole Paradox, 12th to 5th, good effort. Bowie,
yeah, actually.
16th to 6th. Really good recovery from Bowie, that 16th to 6th. Statistic King went up 12 places, so some great results there. The loser, you'd say, though, has to be Paul Krishna, who started effectively P1, but didn't get any points in the
my
end.
thing's been lovely and not showing me the end screen. Hang on, I got a plan.
A 47-minute race kick off Tier 2 in Season 6, and your winner, deservedly so, is the AlphaTauri of Calco, and DC and Strauss joining him on the podium. Sets us up nicely that for the end of the season. 14 more rounds to go.
Yeah, I don't know why it decided to not show me the end screen.
Awkward.
But I have a plan. You see, now we're using OBS. All I have to do is get a screenshot of the results right near the end.
And really, that's what track it is next week. We are going to the French Grand Prix next week. Circuit Paul Ricard is next, and then followed by Monza for the sprint race. So France is next, but on Monday, make sure you tune into Tier 3 and Tier 4. If you want to watch me race, of course, watch me race. Make sure you tune in on Monday. If you want to watch me tackle Australia, then make sure you tune in on Monday to watch me.
Yeah, I mean, actually, hang on, we've got to keep pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. What do I want to stick it on? I will. Right. Yes, add the guys. Who were the top three again? I've lost my plot because I'm not used to doing it on this.
DC, Cal Cohen, and
Strauss, wasn't it?
I'm just asking you.
Cal Cohen. Alright, nice.
Did I beat you to it?
Yeah, you beat me to it. Probably makes more sense. You're the one with the far less noisy keyboard. I can mute us individually though, so.
We will give them a second just to see if any of them want an interview. But wow, what a race! What a race!
Who's that? Yeah. Right. I don't know if you have the permission to do this, but I will add them to this. Can you tell them to join this?
Yeah, I'll tell them. I'll message them all. Just tell them to join.
Cal Cohen. Right. Cal Cohen can now see this channel. No, I'll just add the other two anyway, just in case. Actually, wait. Oh, wait, DC can already see it. Who's the other one? Strauss.
Strauss, yes. What a race.
DC sees all.
That quality is ridiculous. Crazy. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. How long do you think we've got, Dan? Give me 5 minutes. You alright? Not 5, but a few. We'll let the other two join and have a chat as well. We'll wait for Dan. What a race. Ooh.
Right, there we go.
I think you have to go a very long way in all 4 tiers to see a better qualifying than that. 2 drivers sharing pole. That is just ridiculous.
Hopefully we can get them in shortly. Of course, lots of drivers will not be used to the new system. DC will be joining shortly. Hopefully Cal Cohen and Strauss can get in here.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I hope I did my job right. There we go. Hello, DC.
Hello.
Good evening, Dan.
Evening, how are we both doing?
Good. Congrats on your P2.
What? Sorry, you have to repeat that. Didn't hear what you said.
Congrats on your P2.
Congrats on your P2, mate.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It wasn't easy, especially these two. You know. Tell you what, I was clenching.
I think it was just to avoid pens at the end, wasn't it? Because
that's all it was. Yeah, I don't. Without sounding modest, I didn't get a single warning. I don't think. But I knew that. I know. It's all I'm gonna have to do. It's what I'm gonna have to do this season, Hibs. You know.
Yeah,
you got some fast boys here. You've got some fast boys here. As long as you don't get the penalties, you'll be up there.
Happy with P2, then you'll take that.
Yeah, it's around a track like this. Absolutely. Not my strongest. It's probably I hate this track. It's probably the most on the game. So I'm perfectly happy with P2. The qualifying surprised me. I thought I was going to be a bit lower down than that. But P3, you know.
Believe in yourself, mate.
Right, we've got our race winner Cal Cohen here. What a race from you. How did you find it?
So is it in Discord?
Say again?
That was exciting. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can I?
Oh, you're in. Sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
We'd also.
Quite a race. Jeez.
How did you find it, Calco? It looked pretty easy for you in the end after Christian lost the car. You walked it, didn't you? Pretty easy.
I mean, when I saw like everyone bidding for soft. I was like, nah, mistake, not a good idea. I was in the situation
because
before.
obviously I saw them all pit for soft and you was on the mediums, and I was like, oh, you could be in a little bit of trouble here, but you did really well to defend it, to be fair.
Yeah, I had a similar situation like a month ago, and I just knew track position was gonna be, the most important thing. So, just staying out, stressed for a little bit. And
I've
Absolute rocket at the front of the field, tell you that.
Yeah, you were pretty slow tonight, mate. Pretty slow.
I've got to ask what your reaction to the qualifying was. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
What just happened? Oh, sorry for the swearing.
We'll bleep it out, don't worry. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. Don't do it again.
I was lucky to go out first. To be honest.
Yeah, the quality. We were shocked. So I've never seen anything like that. To get two people joint on pole is like ridiculous. And like I said, you was lucky that you say it first.
Yeah. I was like thinking like, oh my lord. Whew. Like I was not even thinking about the race. I was like, oh shit, yeah, race to go.
You must have felt a lot better when Krishna spanned the car though, because obviously you had that breathing space then.
Yeah, he was like on my ass.
Very close. He was close.
Yeah.
I think if he wouldn't have spanned, you'd have been close. You'd have been like that all race. Just keep switching around. But obviously, when he spanned the car, I think it gave you. I think at that point, he was about 5 seconds ahead of the car behind you, so it gives you that little bit of breathing space just to focus and not make any mistakes.
Yeah, indeed, it did give me the crucial like breathing space, and I could just do my own thing.
Mhm.
Really, not worry by the car behind.
Well, congratulations on the win, mate. He was brilliant, and well, you're top of the championship, mate. 14 more rounds, and you've won the title.
Yeah, easy enough.
Unsurprisingly, it looks like he's got himself driver of the day as well. Of the 9 votes so far, 7 of them go to Cal Cohen.
Ooh, just a few then. Just a few votes. Not bad. No, well done, mate. Superb tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Strauss, congratulations on your P3. Coming up from Tier 3, so I assume you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy with P3. I had to really fight for it. All race long, I was around Real DC. UF2 came on the restart, and then when the second safety car came out, I spun. So he passed me back, and then I passed him, but he didn't get any penalties so far. I might report him for something. He knows what.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I already know.
Oh.
And the last stint on the softs, the medium and hard runners were very hard to pass. The softs weren't that faster as hoped. So Kalkoen Village was already gone as soon as I came back on P2. So yeah, GG to him, and also a great battle with Real DC. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It's good to see, like you said, obviously you're coming up from Tier 3, but we knew you had the pace, as we can tell from the qualifying. You were also blistering there as well. So it's good. It's good to have this caliber of drivers, especially sort of near the top end of it as well. So it's going to be a good season.
It sets us up well. Sets us up very well. Quickly before you all go, I want to ask you, it's France next week, starting with you, Dan. How did you like France? How did you feel about that?
I do, but it just all depends on, as Strauss said, obviously the report, because it would obviously affect my qualifying. I think I've got to double check the rules. I'm not sure, but it's one of my favourite tracks. I like the flow of it. I always like to think I've got sort of quite a lot of pace. I think it was one of my strong tracks when we did it, when I did it for Tier 1, and then Tier 2 2 seasons ago. I think I got a podium there as well. So no, it's one of my favourite tracks on the game. So hoping, but you never know what can happen.
Never know, mate. It might rain, who knows?
Exactly.
You know, that's the beauty of F1. Cal Cohen, what about you, France? You like it?
Absolutely hate it.
Oh, please, love the honesty. Love the honesty. Well, you're top of the championship now, mate, before obviously stewarding, so there's no pressure.
Start liking it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Forget the practice, just get it over with.
Well, I know for a fact that it's the fan favorite, the Champions Pick from Cole Paradox, Tier 3 champion. So
There you go.
All right.
It will be a good race game.
Oh, good luck to him. Good luck.
Bring it on. Well, you've set the bar high for tonight. You lot. After tonight, you set the bar very high. So, looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, thanks,
Thank you,
lads.
guys. Pleasure, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care, gents.
Cheers, guys.
Go support the tier 1 Alpha Tauris.
Oh, Mercedes. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Hopefully, same time next week.
Yeah.
mate.
Best of luck.
Get the practice in, you never know.
Yeah, see ya.
Well done, mate.
Right.
Indeed, there you go.
There we go. Round 1.
Whew.
What a race, what a qualifying.
Mental.
And what a drive from Calco.
Mental. Sets the bar very high, doesn't it, for next week?
Yeah.
And for the rest of the season, in fairness.
Next week we are, Paul Ricard.
Bring it on.
See how it goes. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the result of that DC Strauss potential incident, how that affects. Because given how close they were nearer the front.
Yeah, the might mix it up a little bit.
Because DC got it on penalties, but it might be that the penalties put him back down. And that could...
A bit of drama. Bit of drama in the steward's room. Jay Holmes will be getting in trouble and all, won't he?
Yeah, sure. Where was he? Where did he finish at the end? It was at the back, wasn't it?
Well, I think.
Yeah, but I think we're going to end it here. So see you guys next week. This certainly felt like it went very well, given that I was playing with completely new stuff. So
That's the plan.
yeah,
See you in France.
yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to end it here. So actually, before I go watch Tier 1. We've got it's Freefall and Jamie, I think, commentating, isn't it? So yeah, Scott and Jamie, they're great commentators. Freefall knows what he's doing, so go watch them. But from us, goodbye. Go watch Tier 3 for Monday as well.
And watch me win in Australia.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Goodbye.